Good evening, hello to all. I am really chuffed today because I've been looking forward to this for a while. We have Tales of the Old West. We are going to play it while it's still in the Kickstarter. And gosh, we had to wait years and years before it actually hit the Kickstarter in the first place.
Sorry.
And not only are we being hosted, or we have our game run today by one of the very authors, by our very own Dave Seamark, right at the top somewhere above me there. Yeah, there. But also, I managed to assemble here a really good crowd of lots of lovely people I've played with before, mainly Effect Podcastians, patrons of the excellent Effect Podcast and the Discord, which is the kindest and best place on the whole internet. And with that word, I think I'm just going to shut up for a moment. I'm pleased to everybody watching this. But now it's time to take the mic and hand it to our GM. Take us to the west. Come on, Dave.
Cool. Thank you, Frank. Thank you so much. For inviting us on. Brilliant. It's lovely to see so many lovely, friendly faces who I know won't give me a hard time running this game, which would be lovely. Yeah, take that smile off your face, Paul. Right. So I think what I would like to do is, first of all, the scenario is called "Biting the Dust" in Albuquerque, set in New Mexico in 1873. But I would like to get you all to introduce yourselves in character first, I think, before we move to what the story is about. Frank, did you want the mic back? And tell us who you are.
Gosh, that was quick. So, I am taking the role today of Sal Burton, gentlefolk, European extraction. His family moved across to try to escape religious persecution. But basically, I just decided that wasn't for me, that gentlefolk life. So I went out west and to seek my fortune. And I think we're probably going to leave it at that. Yeah, I'm helping at the Patterson camp. Yeah, I hope we're looking for a big find to get rich and try and get back on my feet.
Did you want to tell us what your faith is and your big dream as well?
Right, sure. The faith is trust only in yourself. Everyone else is out to get you, me, yeah. And the big dream, make enough money to buy my own bordello in Denver. I'll buy it back, actually, because I used to own it.
Cool, thank you. On my screen, anyway, going straight down, it's Mohi and Wahaya. Douglas.
Hi, my name's Mohe Rider, which roughly translates to elk rider. I am a Cherokee, and I have a dog, and the dog's name is Loyal Wolf, Wahea, and my background is basically I'm away from my parents and my sister. They run a livery, got pissed off about 10 years ago, came out to the west to recapture, say, a more normal native life, but have found myself on hard times and desperately want to go back. My faith lies in the spirit of nature and my dog, the loyal heart of my dog.
Oh.
And my buddy is Arturo.
Oh, yes. My partner is no one. I forgot to say that.
Cool. That's a nice segue to Arturo.
I am playing Arturo Diaz, a Mexican heritage ranch hand. I grew up in El Paso, managed to annoy and disappoint my family, doing lots of odd jobs, trying to earn money and eventually my money has run out, and I've found myself in Patterson's camp, panning for gold and cooking to make a meager living. My faith is I get others to trust me and I draw strength from those around me. My big dream is to own my own ranch and rub my family's noses in my success.
Cool, excellent, thank you. Again, on my screen, going down to Wade Hutton. Thomas?
My name is Wade Hutton. I am in Patterson's camp, hanging with my best mate, Marion, who is a trusted friend, which my faith is you can't beat the West on your own, rely on your shore partner to see you through, so that's Marion. My big dream is to earn enough to get to San Francisco and find my sister, and my past is mysterious and hidden because it's awesome and I've never done anything wrong, and I'm just here working quietly in Patterson's camp, making a few bucks and biding my time.
Cool. Okay, last but not least, Bruce and Marion.
Marion Hogg, 35 years old, the Canadian. Not too sure whether getting the Scots to play the Canadian is something here, but we'll leave that out for another time. He's been around. He lost his parents out when he was very young. Sort of went around, working around with labour camps, but trouble seemed to follow him and ended up so did death as well. He's teamed up with his partner, Wade. Even though Marion likes to carry and keep a cool head and try and keep Wade a little coolers down as well, he still follows him and hopes to go for that. However, his faith is, he believes that God has not favoured him much, but that doesn't stop the believing. Maybe one day God will come back and give you the faith and never turn off it. The big dream, earn enough to get on and give up this life of crime. Maybe just retire and head back to the Pacific coast.
Great, thank you very much indeed. Right, okay, well let's dive straight on. You are all hard grafting folk, employed by a ruthless prospector called Hunter Patterson. You work at a small prospecting camp along the Rio San Jose, which is a mountainous river in central New Mexico. Patterson is a tough and violent man, not someone to cross. But he does pay out your meagre wages on time, so you can spend them in his tented saloon, which passes for civilization at Camp Patterson. He drives you as hard as he drives himself, his only leisure being drinking whiskey and playing poker late into the night. But he's been scammed. An Albuquerque woman called Nellie Austin came into the camp and played Patterson at cards. It became a very late and very drunken session. Austin won big, taking Patterson's stash of gold dust as her winnings, and then she immediately rode out of camp. The next morning, Patterson awoke with a head the size of a grizzly bear and an anger to match, shouting that he'd been conned by Austin. He called you together and offered you each a $50 bonus if you'd ride to Albuquerque, a couple of days away, chase down Nellie Austin, and get Patterson's gold back. That was 2 days ago. Now you're riding into Albuquerque in the early morning sunshine. The town is bustling with people, with horses, carts and wagons, underemployed soldiers from the local camp, and cattle and their rowdy cowhands. The southern herds are coming in, some to be sold from the corrals here, others to be driven further north. But wherever they're going, the town is busy, busy, busy. And somewhere amongst all this chaos, you've got to find Nellie Austin. Now, I don't know if you want to have a look at the map at this point, Frank?
Yeah, I can get that on. Hang on a second. There's the map, straight over my face. For my players here, the map is on the Discord.
Cool. So you are coming in from the southwest, along the road that comes over the Rio Grande, and so the town is a decent size. It's probably got a good 1,000 or more residents. It's busy. It's lively. It's an important center in New Mexico. The army uses it as a kind of logistics hub where they gather the resources they need and then farm them out to the forts around the territory. A lot of the cattle come through here. It's busy. It's full of people with money and some time to enjoy spending it.
Should we like?
No, just to say it's quite early, but it's still reasonably busy. There's quite a lot of people out and about on the streets.
Should we put our horses at the livery?
Yeah.
Before, well, I don't know if it's before, but were any of us in the saloon when the card game went down?
Do we know what she
Yes.
looks like?
I think you all know what she looks like. Yeah, you
but
I don't think you played with them, but I think you definitely saw her, and I think it was a bit of a joke. Patterson kind of saw it as a bit of a joke. This young woman, okay, obviously well travelled, could handle a gun, it seems, but here she was, young, trying to take on this, hoary old timer who's been there and done that, and then so it was a bit of a spectacle, but then obviously people went to sleep.
Did she cheat though?
That's what Patterson's saying.
Did we see her cheating?
You didn't see her cheating, no.
Okay.
And nobody of the evening accused her of cheating.
How much money is this gold dust worth that she's won?
I'm not sure. You know.
Must be more than 250 if he offers us each $50.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be worth somewhat upwards of $500, possibly more.
And Arturo and I have been panning for gold. Is this something that all of us have been doing?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, you've all been working at the camp. I think some of you panning, some of you might have been doing other things, like Arturo might have been cooking some food for some of the workers. You haven't found much so far, but so you do get paid meager wages by Patterson. It's not well paid, but he does pay on time, as I said. But then
and $50 is significant.
Yes,
Yeah.
$50 is 6 weeks' wages, if not a bit more.
Okay.
2 months, perhaps.
Definitely worth having. So where's this lady gonna be? What do we think?
Well,
What else do we know about the?
we could hand our horses in at the livery, or we could ride up to one of the hotels and leave them outside. If we think we'd be here for a while, it would be wise dumping them off at a livery, I would have thought.
Yeah, I agree.
I think most of you might not know Albuquerque well, but I'm sure you've been through at least. So it's not like you're coming to the place completely fresh. So you do know that there are, some sort of popular places to go. There's the Emperor Hotel. Now that tends to be a bit more expensive, and people who've just come in off the trail tend to get looked down on in there because you're a bit dusty and dirty, and they're a better sort that goes into the Emperor, but that's quite popular. You've got the Glazers Hotel, which is just off the main plaza. Again, it's a bit less upmarket than the Emperor. Then you've got the Dusty Spur, which is a spit and sawdust saloon. Has got a few rooms to stay in. That's where all the cowpokes will go. That's where there's usually going to be some trouble. And then you've got, there are others. You've also got the Silvery Minnow, which is another, quite down and dirty saloon, which is out by the corrals on the west side of town.
So, shall we park the horses at the livery and then walk around and split up maybe?
Multi-story car park it. Yep, sure. No, that's great.
We stick with our partners.
Also, just to raise a question, I'd also like to flag why was the Australian chosen to be the outlaw? Yeah, exactly. Anyway,
I had nothing to do with choosing the characters. I had nothing to do with that.
Bruce's point about typecasting, societal backgrounds. Just saying.
That and the Scotsman.
To ask a completely different question, where would you exchange gold dust for money in Albuquerque?
Well, anywhere.
Yeah. So quite often you might use it as currency. You could use a little bit just to buy services and stuff.
Okay.
If you wanted to sell it, you would want to go to a trading post or to a general store quite often. But some of those might not have the money to do that.
It's Brown's the general store.
No, Brown's is a bordello.
Oh, okay.
Could go there too, but you wouldn't sell it there.
It's a little early.
For Brown. Yeah.
I agree. I think that she'll try to turn it in, but similar to Bugs Bunny and the dropping of the gold nugget, probably spending it somewhere, and I would imagine somewhere where a hotel where there's money to be given.
It
So
does look like it's going to be
wealthy, a wealthier area.
We need a bath before going there.
Yeah.
Which means going to the bordello to get a bath.
Good thinking.
Spoken like an
I'm
arrow.
just saying, it's the
Yeah,
logical.
that's
it's the
absolutely
logical
fine.
leap.
Yeah,
But livery first, I think, was the suggestion.
Yeah.
Livery first, and then we can have a look. We can also ask at the livery. She might have left her horse there.
Also, the
So,
bordello would be the best place for us to find information. Fast.
Potentially. Or the post house.
Yeah, you can drop your horses at the livery, no trouble. They gladly take them in. Yeah, they'll charge you $1 or $2, for all of your horses. I think one of you might even have a cart that you've ridden in on, perhaps. Unless I'm getting mixed up with one of the other stories, but that's no problem.
There are many stories in the West.
There are many. So yeah, there's a man and a woman running that with a teenager, and they gladly take your horses and take your money. You can obviously talk to them if you want to.
So she rode in about 2 days ago. Did you say? Do you reckon? We reckon, or?
Well, probably not, because she left camp about 12 hours before you did.
All right.
So
today.
It's taken you 2 days to get here, but if she comes straight here, she'll only have arrived yesterday.
Right. Okay. Well, I ask her. Did anybody come in yesterday and put the horse in? A young lady, and I'll give a rough description. We're just trying to catch up, friends.
Miss Austin is the name.
Austin. We had a lot of people kind of come in yesterday. My memory's really bad.
It's all a fuzz. If only there was some way I can.
I need something to sharpen my memory.
I also like lean down and sort of like try to, it's important. You know who we are, and I'll literally trying to sort of like push on my authority, possible authority. He doesn't really know. I'm just acting authoritarian.
So you're kind of trying to intimidate her a little bit.
Yes.
So that's going to be a presence roll then, please, Arturo.
Okay, so that's 7 dice.
I just shake my head.
That's 1 success, so I'm not pushing.
You're not pushing? Okay. You've got a few ones.
I've got 2 trouble, which potentially 2 troubles either.
Right, okay. She doesn't seem terribly moved by your attempt to browbeat her, and she says, still, just, a little bit of prosperity might just shake my memory. I mean, yeah.
Come on, Arturo. Give her a few bucks.
I'll give her a few bucks.
Okay.
How much was the livery, by the way? Just so we can.
It was $2 just for the first day for all of your horses. So.
So 50 cents each then.
Yeah, thereabouts.
I'll give her a couple of bucks.
Okay. She says, "Well, we had a lot of people in yesterday. I didn't have anyone called Austin coming in, but so you're looking for
young, attractive young woman, about yay high,
probably traveling by herself.
A woman by herself on a horse came in and gave you her horse. That would be reasonably unusual, no?
Well, that's so. I can't tell you about whether whether I saw a single woman come in dropping her horse off here yesterday. But if you're looking for the Austins, then there's Cherry. You could go and see Cherry Austin.
Where would we find that lady?
Okay, you're new in town, are you? Okay.
And hence us riding in and wanting to book in our horses.
Yeah. Oh well. If only I could remember where you could find Cherry. It's
Oh God.
it's very very difficult.
Come on.
Here's $2. I give her the $2. Good Lord.
All
Where
right.
does she live?
Well, yeah, she works up at Brown's. She's up there with her working for a little boy, Michael.
At Brown's.
Yeah.
That's where Cherry is.
That's where that's where Cherry Austin lives and works.
Right. Looks like we have a reason to go to Brown's, guys.
All right.
Just before we
already had
leave,
a
I've
reason
because I've not said not been involved with the conversation, but I'm keeping to the back, and I'm wanting to see when we've been talking about it. Has anyone else been taking an interest in our conversation just when we've gone into it or started to go, oh, they're interested in Cherry or anything like that?
Okay, yeah, make a Hawkeye roll, Bruce.
Right. So
So,
just 4 dice. But hey, let's go for it.
yeah.
1 success.
You notice that the husband is also, it seems, the older guy who's working the livery, definitely listens in when he hears you're talking about the Austins, doesn't do anything else, but you can tell he's noticed the conversation and has kind of clocked it.
Keep a note of him, just in case makes an appearance later on.
Yep. Is there anything else I can help you find, gentlemen, with? She's playing with her $4 that you've given her. It's
I
like,
was about to say, don't feel like I can afford it.
any other advice I can give you about Albuquerque? She pockets the money.
Not if it's going to cost us any more.
Where's the best beer to be had?
If only I could remember.
I just walk away from her.
She's joking now. She says, you can try the Dusty Spur. They're good in the Dusty Spur. That's a nice place. If you don't mind a little bit of rough and tumble, but it's a good place.
As I walk out, I sort of smirk at the older guy and say, "She's a cheeky one, that one."
No.
Why I married her.
I thought it was the daughter.
No. No, she's not young. This woman's kind of probably late 30s, 40s.
So is this gentleman far enough away that I could inquire about something but not alert her attention?
What, talk to the person who...
To the gentleman, to her husband.
I guess it depends what you mean by not draw her attention. If you talk to him, she's probably going to see because you're all inside the inside the livery.
I'm out of earshot.
Yeah, I can give you that as you walk out. I guess you can.
I just turn to him and say, "The Austins seem pretty important. Who are they?"
He says, "Well, I mean, they're not important. I mean, but they're well known. I mean, Cherry. She's had it tough these recent years. Everyone loves her, and little Michael is a lovely boy.
But hard times. Something up with the boy?"
He says, "Yeah, well, you obviously are new in town, aren't you? Her husband died a few years ago. Yeah, 2 or 3 years ago. He's over in the boneyard here. Since then, she's had to make ends meet. However however best she can, and she's working hard to give Michael a better life.
Yeah. Yeah, we all are, aren't we?
But it's tough. It's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah, it is. Do you recall her having a sister, Nellie?
No, I don't know any.
Yeah. No,
Don't
it's
know of
okay.
any.
Thanks a lot for taking
don't-
care of the horses.
Yeah, well, my pleasure. We'll give them extra special care, and I'll make sure my wife brushes the horses down
Cheers.
twice as much as normal. If you want any more information, come on back, fellas. It's we're the people to talk to.
Yes, you're the local bank.
Cheaper bite of the dozen, yeah.
He's like, yeah, we are today. Thank you. And he goes off to his wife, and they have a little snigger together about obviously how well they've suddenly done this morning. $4 is not a bad day's work.
Right. No Nelly, just Austin's.
Okay, so we're all going to Brown's? Or are we splitting up?
I'm almost tempted to split up a bit.
Good too.
No, apparently our
Up to you.
outlaw, is not impressed.
But where else would we go?
Let's go to Brown's and see what see what we find out when we get there.
Take a bath, eh?
By the way, at this point, as we move into town, Wade will shift to the back of the group, pull the hat a little bit lower,
Okay.
and have a very careful eye out for pieces of paper stuck to boards.
He's looking for a job. Look, he's looking for a job.
Exactly.
He's
That's
always been
exactly
looking for
what
it.
he's looking for.
He spends so much time up
job.
against the...
Yeah. But,
post.
if there was any artistic renderings of certain people stuck to boards, I'd be keen to just pay more than a moment's attention to them just to see how the descriptive text is being played out and whether they caught my good side or my bad side.
Yeah, okay. On the street where you are, you haven't seen any so far.
Good.
But you haven't gone near, say, the sheriff's office is on the plaza, so you haven't gone
Right.
near to the plaza yet. That's where the Dusty Spur is as well, on the plaza, on another side of the plaza. But yeah, noted. Hat comes down.
Okay,
Yep.
Low profile being taken.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
so are we taking the lower southern road over toward the east, or are we going north?
We're going up to Brown's, aren't we?
Okay, so we're passing the Emperor Hotel.
Is Brown's over on the east side? Is it?
Brown's is basically the most easterly of the numbered locations on the map.
Yeah.
You can walk. You don't
Benetton.
have to just follow the roads. You can obviously walk between the buildings as well as.
Yeah.
There are things in the way. There are barrels. There are boxes and that kind of stuff. But obviously, you can walk through those areas. Yeah.
Well,
Do
let's.
that. Quicker.
Yeah.
All right.
Less exposed on the road also. But let's go down through between all the houses.
So we're basically just
No,
going
it's their way.
directly.
More or less straight, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a few hundred feet to get all the way across there. Each square on the map is 100 feet. So you're looking at maybe 300 or 400 meters if you wanted to put it into meters. Again, quite busy. There's quite a lot of people around now. There's a smell of coffee and fires have been lit. Brown's itself is kind of slightly on its own in a bit of open space. It's got a couple of outbuildings, like a barn and things. As you come up towards it, you can see that the doors are open and there are people, not many. It's not busy here, but there are a couple of people going in and out. You've got the smell of coffee, smell of bacon coming out of the bordello.
Breakfast
Bar,
served.
bacon, coffee, basically all of the social amenities.
What
I
else
just
does
want to
it?
replay the reference to bacon in that statement. Double down on the bacon's criticality. Hey, Marion. you seen
Yeah.
anything? You've been looking, keeping your eyes open.
Yeah, keeping an eye out, just see if everybody's taking an interest. And it's always handy to get a few pieces of paper off the wall in case we see anything. And just in case we need to blow our nose suddenly. Yep.
Exactly, or wipe our asses. But look, either way, paper is a very, very useful thing. That's what I've discovered. Hey,
Good for kindling.
hey, Sal, you know your way around a bordello. Do you want to go first? I mean, that's a story I've heard anyway. Around camp.
Yes, I can go and get some coffee. How about that?
Well, no, yeah, of course. Coffee would be great. I wouldn't say no.
I'm bacon.
So what is... Okay, so we've gone into the building, right, Dave?
Have you? So I think
Building.
I think we're
I think you're
standing
kind of outside.
Actually,
You're just
on the
you're just
doorstep.
you're approaching. Yeah.
Okay, so we're
just-
approaching.
So
Do
is there
we
a-
know...
Is there a like a porch? Is it like a veranda?
There's a little boardwalk out the front, so kind of there's a couple of chairs on it. Nobody's sitting in them at the moment, but it's not somewhere you would choose to. It's just a fancy boardwalk, really.
Right.
And normally people don't go for breakfast at the bordello.
Well, they're serving it. I'm sure there's somebody
Yeah.
eating it.
Yeah.
There's definitely the smell of bacon and coffee coming out of the bordello, for sure.
Okay.
I would
Well,
definitely
green.
have breakfast at a bordello over having breakfast at some of the salons that I've seen over the years.
All right, well, let's go in.
There's a lot of women here. They cook. It's genuinely one of their key skills.
Well, I'm going to step in, and I'm going to sort of scope the place. Maybe I've been here before. I don't know. I'm definitely going to scope it compared to my old one.
Okay, are you all going in, or is just Sal going in?
I was going in as well.
I'm going in.
Oh no, we're all bundling in behind
Yeah.
him. I was just assuming he was taking the lead.
Okay, cool.
Because he's the expert.
Yeah, so you come into quite a nice room. As far as it goes, it's a bit tired, if you know what I mean. It's just a bit sweaty's the wrong word, but just a little bit, not quite, really nice.
More like the
there's-
60s as opposed to the 70s.
Yeah. I mean, now you're in the 70s. Yeah, they haven't caught up yet. So, there's a few couches around. There are drapes. There's a bar on the right-hand side. There's another room that you can see through doors at the far end, and there's steps in that room that go up to another level. And behind the bar there's a African American gentleman, and he says, "Good morning to you, fellas. Haven't seen you here before. I'm Anthony Brown. This is my place. Come on in, and what can I tempt you with? Whiskey, coffee, lovely girls, relaxation. What do you want? You can get it all here."
Coffee and bacon, Mr. Brown.
Certainly will. But get that straight for you. And there's a few girls around. There's a couple of serving. There's a couple of serving boys as well, and they're serving largely coffee and bacon to a few other people in here. Some of them are drinking whiskey.
Any of the boys look like they have a familial resemblance of the woman,
Of Nelly.
Nelly.
I'm going to need a Hawkeye roll for that, I think.
Just as by you doing that.
Okay.
Now, just for those who are following along at home, Hawkeye is a cunning skill, so you get your cunning score plus your Hawkeye score. That's the number of d6 you roll.
Can I
Any
help?
6 is a success.
Nope. I failed.
So, you can offer a die of help, Douglas, if you want. So, Paul, you get another dice, one more dice.
Nope.
Did you wish to push?
Nope. Because I got 2-1.
Okay, we have a lot of ones going on here. So you can't tell. I mean, they no clue, frankly. Yeah.
So as I imagine this, we're sitting at a table?
I think you're probably stood at the bar to begin with, unless you choose
Okay.
to sit at the table. You can sit at the table if you wish, absolutely.
So what are we doing? Sitting at a table or a
Yeah,
bar?
we're getting some coffee and some.
We're
bacon,
we're
so-
sitting at the bar,
Okay, we're sitting at the bar.
and I will reach over to, gesture over to Anthony, and say, and if you wanted to kick up the coffee, that'd be great.
That'll be my pleasure. That'd be my pleasure. And he pours out some whiskey and puts it
you.
into your coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Mr.
I hear
Brown.
they do that in Europe.
Yeah. Do you put your bacon in your coffee as well then, Wade?
It's only in Canada.
No, you put whiskey in your bacon as well. It's the mixing.
Apparently
that
that's
you've got
only
wrong.
in Canada.
Already you've got it wrong.
Is that right,
Anyway,
Marianne?
what?
Is that what you do in Canada?
Sorry, I'm too busy drinking my bacon.
Hey, Anthony.
Keep this up. I'm just going to start a gunfight, guys.
Yeah, was it Anthony or Anthony?
Anthony.
Anthony. Hey, barkeep, I guess. I don't
Mr.
know.
Brown.
Hey, Anthony.
I'm the owner of this establishment.
Proprietor.
I'm the proprietor.
Excellent. We was wondering if we might be able to sort of procure the services of a particular girl. Well, I was wondering if I might be... Actually, that sounded weird. I was wondering if I might procure the services of a particular girl.
As long as you're respectful to the girls, I don't mind what you want. As long as the girls agree. It costs extra, of course. But it's a matter for you.
Wade goes
I
slightly
wouldn't
purple at this point.
I wouldn't possibly comment on the peccadillos of my customers. That's a matter for you.
Yeah. So there's I reckon there's a thing about Wade, which is he tries to pretend that he's this really worldly character, but he's actually really young. Like he's only probably in his very early 20s at this point.
Yeah.
And of course he's got this picture of this perfect version of his sister in his mind at all times. So anything that touches on women is going to be an embarrassment to him. So he's going to stumble over everything he does when he's referencing women in particular. But he's like trying to sound really, sort of mature and worldly.
Cool and worldly, yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
cool.
hey, if we was to want to procure a girl, and then he sort of stops and goes, I mean me, if I was to want to procure a girl, and then Anthony goes, whatever you want, and he's like, whoa, steps back from the table. But he goes deep purple, and then he goes, no, I mean, like if I wanted to hire a girl and I already knew who that was, could I do that?
Of course. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I was coming into town and I was talking to this person, and they reckon that Cherry, I should look up Cherry.
Yeah, Cherry, she's here. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I reckon I was wondering if I could, maybe make some time with Cherry and what that would cost.
Well, it depends how much time, but if you want an hour, that would be a couple of dollars. If a man like you only needed 5 or 10 minutes, that would still be a couple of dollars.
Oh, he goes, no, I'd need at least an hour.
Just laughing to my coffee spirit.
At least an hour. Yeah, maybe two.
Really say spirit.
Women really like
All
it.
right. So, Mr. Brown, I hear that Cherry is around. Is Nellie around as well? I've heard about her as well.
Make an insight roll, and you can have help from 2 other people who have insight skill.
So we just give an extra die,
Extra
right?
die of. So if you have the relevant skill, the ability, and you want to assist someone,
I think
you can do that. So
Right.
you gain an extra die of help then.
I am a
So I
great
do get an extra
observer
gain.
of human nature, so I definitely can help.
I do have insight, but I fear but I fear Wade is far too
Embarrassed and trying to cover it up
embarrassed
at the moment.
and
Yeah.
trying to covering it up to.
So when I get help, I have 3 in the skill, or
Attribute?
I have 3 in the attributes. When I get help, I still have a trouble dice to roll.
Yeah, so you work out what your pool is, how many dice that is, and then 5 of those dice are trouble. So if your pool is smaller, 5 or smaller, they're all trouble.
No successes, and I have a 1. And
Go on, push it.
I am
Push.
going to push it.
Okay, so that costs you 1 point of faith to push.
Yes.
Now, if you wanted to get rid of that trouble and re-roll
I
the
know I
trouble
buy
die,
it off.
you buy it off with another faith point, but then you get to re-roll that trouble die. So you ignore the 1 and re-roll it.
No, I'm going to keep it. So I'm down to 3. Nope.
Darn, I should have rolled that.
No successes. Okay, yeah.
And I have a trouble.
Okay, yeah. Let's just roll the trouble then. Actually, so
Yeah.
roll a d6 for me, please, Douglas.
3.
3. Okay, you've got yourself a bit confused and your mind's gone blank, and you lose your train of thought. You suffer -1 to rolls relating to this issue for the rest of the scene. So if you're trying to see the intent or read the man,
Mr.
insight
Black.
effectively, you get -1 because you're
Okay.
shaking yourself a little bit.
Okay.
He says, no, don't know any Nelly.
Oh, okay.
Cherry's the girl's name, not Nelly.
Yeah. I put my $2 on the counter.
Yeah, he says, okay, I go up and knock politely on the door up to the far left, and I'm sure Cherry will.
Okay.
Well, have fun, Wade.
And enjoy yourself. And remember, the rules of the house is no cussing, no trouble, no angry, and if you mistreat my girls, then I'll kill you myself.
Yeah, got it. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Enjoy.
Thanks. And I'll go up the stairs, leaving my bacon behind, which Marion is eating anyway.
Drinking.
Drinking.
Okay,
Oh,
so
actually,
I'll
as-
push my
washing
plate.
it down with
I will
beans.
push my plate of bacon over to Marion because he's my buddy, and then go up the stairs, looking back at these guys going, and then go up the stairs, open the door.
Okay, so as Wade is going up the stairs, what are the rest of you doing as he disappears?
I'm trying to watch for a little bit of reaction now that the name Nelly was mentioned to the other people. Not Anthony himself, but the other people, whether anybody reacts to it.
Okay, yeah, make an insight roll yourself then, Sal. I'll let you have that.
That's insight. Cunning, so it's 6 to start off with. Right. That's absolutely nothing.
Okay, did you wish to push?
I would do it. I have 1-1. So it's going to cost me 1 already, isn't it?
It costs you 1 to push.
Yeah.
1 to get rid of the trouble.
So that's 1 success after the push. And
Did
I
you-
have 1 trouble, which... yeah, I'm going to take it. Come on.
Okay, yeah, so roll a d6 to see what your trouble is.
And don't roll a 6. It's a 3. Same thing.
3. Okay, yeah, you're getting yourself a little bit confused, and your mind kind of goes a little bit blank.
But I had 1 success earlier.
But you had a success, so you still... You definitely notice on a couple of the girls' faces a little recognition when the name Nellie Austin was mentioned.
Yeah, so I lean into my compadres here, my fellows, and say, well, they seem to know her anyway.
They do.
Even if she's not a working girl here, but they seem to know her. She can't be far off.
Mm.
Okay, let's go upstairs then. Wade.
Yep.
Yep,
Taps on the door, takes his hat off, taps on the door.
Yeah, you hear a voice saying, "Yeah, come in."
Opens the door, holding his hat in 2 hands, steps into the room. What
Yeah.
does she look like?
So she's dressed in in some nice kind of like clothes, but they're a bit tatty, they're a bit dirty, a bit not really ragged, but they're not in their best state. She's probably in her early 30s, so she's quite a bit older than you. She looks tired. You can see like she's looked drained and worn, and there's like nasty sort of grey brown like bags under her eyes, and she looks just drawn and stretched. But she puts on a smile and she goes, hello, young fella. Come on in, close the door. Don't be shy.
Oh, sure. And then I push the door closed behind me. Hey, you're Miss Cherry Austin, aren't you?
I'm Cherry, yeah.
Wow. I've heard a lot about you.
You have?
Yeah. Look, those folk at the livery talk about you a lot. You should probably talk to them about how rude they are. I mean, they're like a sieve.
They're rude about me, were they?
Yeah, fucking awful. And like Wade just throws down on throwing a whole stack of shade on the livery people.
Okay, make a performing roll, Wade, because you are.
Well, why don't I do that, Heath?
You are lying about this.
I would prefer the term illuminating the truth, but my performing skill is 1 and my docility is 4, so that gives me 5 dice, which just happens to be the exact number of trouble dice that I have. I don't think my swindler counts here because it says when scamming or cheating, and I'm not specifically scamming or cheating. I'm just throwing some shade on some folk.
Yeah.
1 success and no ones, but I wasn't going to push anyway because this is just for the entertainment value.
Yeah, she's not affected by it. She's like, she kind of laughs it off. It's like, oh yeah, whatever. Talk is cheap.
Yeah.
Now, what can I do for you?
Well, anyway, look. I mean, so the question straight at the top of my head is, can I use this hour to do anything?
It's your dime. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
great.
Well, I mean, anything. I mean, it depends what you're thinking
Once
of.
again, Wade goes purple. No, not like that.
You can see on the table on the far side of the bed, it's got like a top and it's got a little level underneath it, and you can see the handle of a gun just under there. So she's obviously ready to protect herself if she needs to.
So Wade will he's a troubled human, but he'll go, look, can I just sit with you and talk?
Of course.
Oh, awesome. So here's the thing, right? So I like collecting stories about people, and I kind of write them down. Is that okay?
It's, as I said, it's your dime.
Yeah, excellent. So on that note then, and he will then proceed to sort of, ask her various questions about her family and stuff, and he's got his book out and he's pretending that this is all about writing this story that, he's been collecting stories because he thinks he's been reading about these dime novels that, a couple of authors have been riding around the West collecting stories and selling them back east for money. He reckons there's money in them in their hills. So, he collects those stories and then he wants to sell them. Well, that's the story he tells her.
Okay, I am going to make you make another performing role because you don't look like a guy who goes around.
I do not. I've got a freaking huge Bowie knife. The world's biggest Bowie knife hanging on my leg.
This is a knife.
Because actually, Wade is more likely to stab you than talk to you.
Yeah.
But I think this is a swindler opportunity because I'm, scamming someone. I am specifically scamming.
I'll let you have the extra die then. I'm in a generous mood.
And I got 1 success and no ones, so I shall. Is there additional bonus for extra successes, or is it base and 1 success and you
know? Sometimes rolls will be opposed. and you have to beat the opposition.
Yeah, okay, so that's cool.
And this is one of those opposed rolls because you're trying to.
Oh, okay. Well, then
You're trying
I'll
to
spend a faith point. I'll spend a
Yep.
faith point and re-roll all the not sixes.
Yep.
I assume.
Yep,
Okay.
absolutely. Keep the 6 you've had.
2 sixes. Ta-da!
Okay.
2 successes.
She's kind of falling for your ridiculous tall story. And yeah, so she starts telling you a bit about her life. You know, she doesn't say much about her younger life. She kind of clouds over, you know, her eyes a little bit. But then she talks about her husband, Jimmy. And when she starts to talk about Jimmy, she starts to perk up, and you know, it was obviously a happy time in her life. And then talks about her son, Michael, who, you know, she says he's 12 years old now, and cautious little boy. He's getting into trouble, but she obviously wants to make a better life for him than the one that they're living at the minute. Her husband died. He fell off his horse and died a couple of years ago, which basically threw her into this life because she had no other way of making any money, nowhere to live.
And I assume she's kept her husband's surname, so Austin is actually her husband's name, not her name?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll probably ask her whether her husband had a sister, just to get a sense of his family and who they were.
Make an insight roll.
You don't make it easy, dude.
No, got to get rid of your faith somehow.
Yeah, 4 dice. 4 trouble dice. 4 trouble dice. 4 trouble dice. Oh, a success and a 1, but the 1 it does not matter unless I push. So
Exactly, it only applies if you push.
I shall go with the insight. Is insight one of those things that I could get extra bonuses? It doesn't feel like I want to spend that faith point, but
no, I think you're good. So when you mention, do you have any sisters? There's definitely again a cloud comes over her face a little bit, and she definite pause in what had been quite a free flowing story. You've got her talking.
Look, how about I can tell there's a deeper story here, and I pull another $1 out of my pocket and put it on the table and go, I think that story is worth telling.
Okay, that's going to be a performing role. But pause, Thomas, because that's probably been 15 minutes.
Yep, fair.
Maybe a bit longer, maybe 20. So back in the bar.
More coffee.
Wade has gone upstairs. You heard him open the door and go into the room and close the door. You've heard nothing since.
Well, he's lasting longer than I thought he might.
Is there anything you want to do?
So how long do you reckon he'll last? I'm going to say half an hour, and I'll put the dollar on the table.
Just like, as long as he's not getting losing his head, that's fine.
Is there anything you actually want to do, or are you just content to wait?
The problem is we failed all our insight rolls. We failed all the.
I didn't.
Mr. Six Dice.
I've sort of drawn a blank.
I want to ask Mr. Black about how much it costs for a bath.
Brown.
Mr. Brown.
Mr. Brown, he said, we could get you a bath for $1. Nice clean water as well. None of this dirty stuff from the horse trough, and it'll be nice and warm as well. It'll be a nice.
I hand over $1. It's been a while.
He says, "Okay," and he waves to one of the boys, and who's been listening in, and he runs off. He says, "Okay, yeah, we'll get that bath prepared for you. Lovely."
Do you do haircuts as well?
Well, he takes a knife from under the thing and says, "I can try with this if you like, but it's not really what we do here."
Is there a barber in town?
Yeah, there's good barber up on the plaza, next to the Dusty Spur.
I might go there.
Should have come here.
If you guys want to go and get your hair cut,
Sure.
I'll just sit and keep an eye on Wade and.
Barbers are full of gossip.
As Wade's busy, you'll have to let us know how long you last, though. And we'll head towards the plaza.
Okay, so who's going to the plaza?
Just the two of us.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
As I go upstairs or wherever the bath is, I just chat with the young boy, just asking if they treat him well, what his name is.
Yeah, he says he's yeah, well, no, they're good. They're good to us. Yeah, I'm Michael.
Hi, Michael. I'm Mohe.
Hello, Mr. Mohe. It's
and don't mind my dog. Wahaya is my soul, my partner,
So you're gonna jump
my
in the
best
bath.
friend.
he's a beautiful dog, but you can tell he's a bit intimidated because Wahaya is an intimidating looking dog.
No, you can pat him. He's a good dog.
If I wanted to be really bad, I could make you do an animal handling roll just to see he didn't react badly. But I won't.
He's a good dog. He's a good dog.
Yeah, cool.
So
yeah.
he leads me there, and I'm not going to inquire anymore, but I remember that this would have been the child.
Yep. Cool. Bruce, anything you want to do before we get back to Wade?
I would like to see if I can try and earn a faith point by going through one of the rituals.
So rituals normally take you a bit longer, but I think if you've probably got a bit of time. If you want, what did you want to do? Did you want to just have a nice meal or clean your gun or something? Or
I don't think cleaning the gun in here would be a good idea. So I think we're already having a nice meal, and during that time, Marion is kind of, because there's talk of the skull dust and that, he's put his hand on this the pouch that he's always got on him, and just reminiscing and thinking about all the problems it could bring when someone has, and thinking about the trouble that if anyone messes around with gold dust, because he's also using how he got into the life of a outlaw down the wrong tracks, and that's what he's using to reminisce about while he's having the meal.
go on then.
This is the reason.
I'll be generous. Yeah, okay. I'll let you. So yeah, you spend half an hour enjoying your meal, reminiscing about the good old days and all that, and then I think you can take a faith point. Yeah. Cool. Okay, Wade, back to you. So we were on you making a performing roll.
We were, again. Because, the injustice of society is perpetuated. All right, come on. Not one, but 2 6s this time. And 1 but once again, I shall choose not to roll it.
Yeah, so she's, like you said, she's become a bit more reticent, but she says, yeah, Jimmy did had a sister. Haven't seen her for a long time. Haven't seen her for a long time. No idea where she is now. None whatsoever. But yeah, she was upset about Jimmy's death, as I was.
And could I make an insight roll to see if I think she really hasn't seen her sister in a really long time?
You certainly can, yes.
Thank you. Cunning plus insight is 4 dice, and then 1 6, no failures. It's been a good dice rolling session for me. I thank you all for using up your luck so that I might acquire it and use it for my own benefit.
So this is an opposed roll. Did you wish to push?
Yeah,
you don't have to. It's entirely up to you.
No.
If we were sat around the table, you'd have seen me make the opposed roll, although you wouldn't have seen the outcome. But
no, I shall rather. Oh no! It's. I've got 1 success, no increase on successes, and I have the 1.
And you have a 1. Okay, so roll for your trouble first, then, because unless you're going to buy that off with a point of faith.
I am not, because I'm down to 2 faith and I want to keep them. I rolled a 2.
2. Okay, you get tongue-tied and kind of lose your thread.
So I was doing so well.
So it's not going to cause you too much trouble in this scene, I don't think. But you think she's not telling you the truth.
She has seen her sister.
You think that seems likely.
Okay. I look at her with a hard glint in my eyes because there's a lot of money on the table and I'm not actually a very nice person. And although up until this point, everyone, well, she certainly would probably have the assumption I'm some, gormless chap. And go, and I assume her name would be Nellie. And then I sort of,
It might be.
Yeah. So here's the thing, sister.
You're not here for stories, are you, Wade?
No. But I am here for Nellie. And so the question is, am I here for you, Michael, and Nellie? Or am I just here for Nellie?
That's a real Wade.
Shame the little boy had an accident, wouldn't it? Wouldn't want that. So how about you just tell me where I find Nellie, and I walk out of this door, and you go, you just keep that extra $1 that I put on the table there, and we're both happy.
I would be very careful, mister, if you're threatening my son. I would die
Did I threaten
for
your
my son.
Exactly. So the question is, do you want Nellie to be the reason that your son has an accident?
Other people can have accidents.
How much is Nellie worth to you?
Other people can have accidents too, Wade, and I'd like you to leave now. You can try a presence roll to try and intimidate her if you wish. This will be opposed.
Yeah, that makes sense. Which one's presence? Grit. Okay. Cool. 4 dice. One success, 1-1. Is this opposed?
It is opposed, yeah.
Okay, too close to the edge not to do it. Okay, I'm just going to burn my last 2 faith points. One to buy off to reroll the one.
Okay, so just be aware, if you go down to 0 faith, you are shaken. What that means is you cannot regain faith in a normal way. So you are going to be unable to push for the rest of the scenario. Probably. There is.
Okay, I will not spend that 1 faith point that I require to burn the 1. Thank you for giving me that additional insight. And just roll the 2 dice.
Okay.
And I get an extra 6. So that sounds like a trade that was worth making. So I have 1 and 2 6s.
Okay, so roll the trouble. Let's see what that does first.
3. 2. No, 3.
Was that 3? Was that?
Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're in the middle of intimidating her. You have succeeded, but you can see that having succeeded, in this moment, there is a steel in her eyes that she's not gonna.
There'll be a moment sometime later where she might ask some friends to come and visit me and have a chat.
You have successfully intimidated her, but she's taken note and is So your trouble is that she is not going to forget this and potentially not forgive, depending on what happens. So, but she says, look, Nellie is only trying to live a better life. Nellie's not wanting any trouble, and she's not causing any trouble. She's a good girl. I saw her. She's been in town. I don't know where she is now. But she's a good shot too, so I'd be careful before you start trying to do her any harm. And naturally, I'll be unforgiving if you did her any harm.
Wade looks like he does not care. Just completely unconcerned about all of that. And goes, yep, Okay, good. If Nelly were to know that I was coming looking for her, I'd be coming and looking too. And he just walks out, closes the door behind him, comes
Okay.
down the stairs.
Okay, cool. Let's pause there. Let's go back to Sal and Arturo. You were heading down to the barber's in the plaza.
Going to the plaza.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the plaza, that's right.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, it takes you a few minutes to walk there. It's a few hundred feet. The plaza's quite busy now. It's getting a bit later in the morning, sort of like 10 o'clock. It's quite lively. The plaza has got the Dusty Spur on it. It's got there's a church in one corner. The Glazers Hotel is there as well, and the sheriff's office is on one corner of that, along with the post office as well.
I look around for any sort of notices with familiar portraits on it.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was circumventing so I could clock to see if we could see any Wade notices or Marion notices.
Excuse me a moment. Wahaya has just arrived in the room with me.
Oh, very good.
She's all right.
Wandering.
She's now sleeping down there.
Very good.
Yes. Do you find any? So there are a couple of wanted posters at the sheriff's office. They don't bear a great relation to Wade and Marion, but they're not a billion miles off either.
What do they have their actual names on them?
No, they don't. They just say wanted for train robbery.
Ah.
There's $100 bounty on each of them.
$100. What do you think, Arturo?
About what?
About the quality of these portraits there?
I don't think that looks like them.
No, must be somebody else, right?
Yeah, I reckon.
Well,
Okay, whilst you're at the sheriff's office, you can hear a kind of not a heated conversation, but a conversation going on inside, and you hear the name Nellie Austin being said by someone, and then the door is pushed open, and two men basically barge out. Yeah, they're not shoving you out of the way, but they are walking out as if you don't exist.
Are they starred?
No, they're not. They are you. You probably recognise them actually because they're quite well known. One of them is called Sonny Baker, and the other one is called Sanderson, known as Sandy. They are very notorious bounty hunters.
Sonny and Sandy.
Sonny
Sounds
and
like
Sandy.
a day on the beach.
Yeah.
And they walk past you, and as they kind of walk past you in a very kind of ominous, intimidating kind of way, you can see that the sheriff comes to the door, looking after them.
I would just say as they go past, hey, it'd be looking for Nelly then, will you?
The guy stops. They stop, and he turns to look at you. This is Baker, and he says, "What's it to you?"
Well, just if you're interested, I'll let you know if I see her.
That would be wise. And do you know her?
Well, she was over in Patterson's camp a couple of days ago. I wouldn't say I know her just by sight, but she plays a mean hand of cards.
Okay. And you who are you?
Sal.
Okay. And why are you interested in Nellie Austin?
I'm not saying I'm interested. I'm interested to see that you're interested. That's all.
You're making my head hurt, mister. And he turns away and starts walking off.
So they're not interested in hearing about her. Okay. Is the sheriff still standing there?
Yeah, the sheriff's at the door. He was just coming up to shut the door because they flung it open as they left.
I might just, again, turn around to him and sort of give him a look and say, these two look like trouble.
They're always trouble. How can I help you, mister?
Oh, I was actually just on my way to the barber's, but is Nellie in trouble? Would be ashamed to see her chased by these goons.
And who are you?
Again.
I don't recognize you, mister.
I'm from out of Patterson's camp. Sal's the name.
And this sounds like a conversation we had a moment ago. And what's your interest in Nellie Austin?
No particular one. I just met her while she was out there a couple of days ago and played some mean cards.
And then what? Now you're here.
An impressive young lady. That's all I'm saying.
And
I'm just getting some provisions.
And what's your business then, mister? And where are you going?
To the barber to get a trim.
What's your business in town? I mean,
we're here to get supplies.
Supplies?
For what? This Patterson camp you're talking about?
Yeah, I need a new horse as well.
Okay. Well, you won't find a horse here at the sheriff's office.
No, I was just walking past. That's all. When I saw the Beachy Boys.
Yeah, they're trouble. Those two. We've had them doing stuff in town before, and it always ends in in trouble.
Well, thanks for the heads up. I'll try to keep clear of them.
Wouldn't want any trouble.
Well, good day to you, gentlemen. And he shuts the door unless you do anything else or can carry on the conversation.
I'm just curious whether we should keep an eye on this place in case he now sends somebody to warn Nellie. What do you think, Arturo?
I don't think so. I don't know. It's weird. Did they come out? This would be an insight. So I've got. When they came out, were they pissed off that he hadn't? Pardon me. That they annoyed that they hadn't. That the sheriff hadn't helped them, or
they certainly looked angry when they came out, and they had been raised voices.
Looks like the sheriff is actually potentially protecting Nellie.
That's how I read the situation, without rolling.
Yeah.
Okay, let's pop back to the bordello. Mohey, Marion, and Wade. Wade's just come down the stairs. What are you guys doing?
So I'll just give these guys the very the most basic of updates that doesn't suggest any of the
I'm in the bath
or any of that.
Yeah.
So I'm just telling Marion. Oh, well, then I'll tell Marion the whole story. If I'm just telling Marion, I'll give him the whole rundown. But if anyone else was listening, I'd be much more circumspect. But I, implicitly trust Marion. So yeah, I'll tell him the full story about what went down and about the fact that Nellie's actually Jimmy's sister. That she's definitely back in town. I reckon if we had to, we could probably just take Michael and persuade Cherry to dig Nellie up for us. I will put that on the table. Wade is pretty happy to suggest that as an option. We could just this whole running around town. But obviously, the one thing that I have taken away from that is there's a lot of folk who are keeping Nellie secret, which suggests that she's pretty well connected through the town, and we're likely to get some reasonably decent pushback at some point here. Like, And they're doing it because they like her, which Wade finds just bizarre. Like, why would you commit violence just because you like someone? But yeah, he'll share that with Marion as well.
Go on, Bruce. Is there? I can't hear you, Bruce. Have you muted?
So yeah, and you kept a cool head, yeah. Wait, you didn't.
Cherry
Yeah,
is completely uninjured. That's literally what he says to that question. It's like,
It's as good as it gets.
So just a very brief pause. He goes and goes physically and mentally.
I can't. He looks at Marion confused for a moment. He goes, mentally. That wasn't on the list. Yeah, no. Look, Marion. Look, I was you heard my story. I told her this whole story about how I was writing stories, and she believed me. And then he shows Marion his little notepad, which of course has almost indecipherable scribbles on it, because he can barely write.
Okay, for you two, can I have a Hawkeye roll, please? Just
yes,
so
you can.
make it a group Hawkeye. So it's the person with the best Hawkeye rolls, and can
I've
get
got 6 dice.
and you can get a die of help from the other
Oh,
if
it's definitely you.
if they have the Hawkeye ability.
I'm rolling
Yeah, I
7
do have
dice.
Hawkeye, but
2 of them
it'll be-
aren't trouble dice. This is an exciting moment, people. And I got 1 success and I got a 1, but it was on one of the not trouble die. Yay. So there you go. I got a success.
Okay, so you two are back in the bar, which is in the room
Yeah.
next to the room where you go up to the stairs. You can hear that there's some movement going on in that room, and you do notice another woman, not Cherry, coming down the stairs and going out through a door at the back. You don't know what or why, but you do notice that movement.
Well, in the great tradition of that's a bit suspicious. Where the other guys? Actually,
They've got a haircut.
What?
So,
Why would you go?
Mohei.
Morad's gone and taken a bath with his dog, so
Yeah. Mohei, so you're having your bath. I guess you're probably just about finishing up now
Yep.
and drying off, getting dressed again.
Because this is clean water, and water is sacred to the Cherokee. And I've had my dog and silence with my dog. I'm hoping to
Yes.
get a few.
Yes. You can have
So
Yes.
when Michael returns, I'm going to call him over. I'm all dressed at that point, and I tell Wahea to sit, and the dog sits. And I look at him and I say, look, I've got a secret. And the other guys kind of don't know about it. And so I thought maybe you could help me. I met Nellie up at the camp, and we're supposed to meet up. Can you kind of tell me where she is? Because, like, we're hoping to help out, like, your mom and stuff.
Okay, make a performing roll.
It was so creepy.
Performing. Oh my goodness. Well, that's a 3 in Docility.
And you can have a bonus dice because you've been kind of charming him up to this point by letting him Wahaya, and you've been very nice to him.
Okay. So I am going to. I got no successes, no ones. I'm going to roll them again. So I'm back to 3 fate points. Oh my gosh! 2 fails.
Oh, okay.
Oh no! I was going to say that's either very good or very bad. But no successes. No. Okay. Did you wish to use any of your faith to buy off any of those ones?
You're doing really well, aren't we, guys?
You don't have to. No. Okay, so roll a d6 and let's see what your trouble is.
It's probably
now, right? Oh, it's a 6.
That's column
okay.
2.
Your troubles
Finally.
are building, so you roll again on the next column. That's now become a 3 trouble problem.
Another
6.
Yeah, 4 trouble. He's going to be dead.
We were talking about this in the question and answer yesterday. So people never
I
go
am
from
not using this any longer.
people never roll 6 after 6 after 6. So you never go from 1 to 4.
It's like auto
Okay.
fire.
The roll again.
Really?
Yep. So if that's a second 6, that takes you on to the next table.
I swear to God.
It's the top now, isn't it? The top.
Another 6 again.
I got another 6.
Never happens.
That was on this one.
1,000,000 to 1 chance.
Okay, so
Throwing those out.
your efforts have gone disastrously wrong. You are immediately broken on docility. So what's happened is the boy has burst into terrible, terrible tears and is kind of falling apart in front of you. And you're so shocked by what's happening that you are broken on docility, which means you are overwhelmed by doubts. And yeah, this charming little boy who's had no luck in his life,
You made him cry.
you've kind of really shaken him, and he runs out of the room. But you are broken, so you're going to have to spend a turn to get a point of docility back. But your docility is now on 0. And the boy runs out, screaming, not screaming, but crying, just viscerally crying. You know, it's like you've brought back his father's death right in front of him, and all of his troubles, and all his mother's troubles, and everything his mother's trying to do to help him. It's all crashed in on him at the same moment. And as he's running, the door opens, and he runs slap bang into a woman who was coming through, and she says, "Michael, what's wrong? What's wrong?" And he's like, and she says, "Come with me," and she puts her arm around his shoulder and disappears.
Look at that face from that.
That was a nice try, Douglas. And if I was hoping you'd get some successes there. I'm assuming his screen hasn't frozen.
No, watch his face.
No. So yeah, I think you basically like flop into a chair, shocked and riven by doubt, and so it takes a turn to recover a point of docility. Wade and Marion.
Yeah, I was going to tap Marion on the shoulder and suggest, because I know Marion's way stealthier than me. Anyway, assumptions built in the moment. Hey Marion, that woman who just ran out, I reckon Cherry didn't take me at my word, which is a shame. The lack of trust people have in other people's words. But maybe you could follow that woman who's just run out, because I reckon she'll be going to Nelly, and I could go upstairs and explain to Cherry that really, on the whole, it's best not to doubt my word. What do you think? Is that a good plan?
Yeah. Why don't
Leave it
you?
to Marion to decide whether now is the moment where he, controls the natural urges of Wade.
Yeah. Wait. Maybe maybe not I'll tell Cherry. Remember, low profile. Remember?
Doesn't do that.
This is not low profile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do it. So I do it later.
We've had this conversation a few times.
Just going up and beating the crap out of someone because they've pissed you off is not the appropriate response. Was that the conversation? Is that the one you're recalling?
Yeah, and also a great way of keeping low is not to take the boy. Okay, we don't take the boy. We
are in the big town, and they might have pictures of us around. I see. Yeah, got it. Yeah. Anyway, I will. Relax and.
Why don't you meet
Marion,
up with more?
Do you want to Do you want to follow that woman, and I'll wait. Or is Moe coming out? Actually, I don't think Moe is. What the hell? The boy runs out screaming and crying, and it's like, that wasn't me.
there was a shot glass at that point. I was just like,
So you haven't seen the girl and the boy again
No.
yet. They haven't come back into this room.
right. But you
Quick,
check
we
up
need,
for more.
we need to follow the woman. She could be going straight to Nelly.
So we're going to try and pursue track.
So you're going through that door.
Yeah.
Well, it looked like it was going out the back, right?
Yeah, that was the way that Murray went when they took him off to the bathroom.
But is that the way? Sorry, just to confirm, the woman who came down the stairs, which was what Wade was interested in, who then disappeared. Did she go through that door? Is that
Yes,
the
she
same
did.
door?
Yeah.
Right. Awesome.
But that wasn't Sherry, was it?
No,
No,
I would have
it
recognized
wasn't.
it was Cherry. I just had a lovely, time with Cherry.
Okay, so you get out the back or go through that door. There's a couple of other rooms there. You've got the kind of the bathroom. You can see in there Mohei sat on a chair, kind of his head in his hands. Doesn't look hurt, but obviously, yeah, something's going on.
Hey, Moe, we got to get going, man, or Patterson's gonna be pissed.
So if you wanted to try and help him recover, you can use a doctoring roll to try and help restore his lost doubts.
Sure, 4 dice. Why not?
Worth a try.
Worth a try.
Go on.
Nah, no 6s and 1-1, which I'm not going to push. Sorry, Moe, you're a broken human. I don't know what the hell's going on with you, but I'm moving on. I'll just pick him up, actually. I'll just go in there and grab Moe. I'm not interested in...
I mean, being
his,
broken on doubt means that he is pliable. So you can grab him and make him follow you. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I'll do. Like, I'm going, mate, Patterson's going to be pissed. We've got to work out what's going on. And I just go in there, grab him and drag him out of the room and pull him out, following Marion, who I hope is, pursuing.
Yeah.
Right. I can't believe how badly we are rolling here.
I can't hear you, Douglas.
I accidentally touched my my mute. Okay, hi. See, now I've got it personally. My docility is gone. Wahaya, I was hoping that he would give me kisses so that maybe that could help with healing.
Dog kisses.
Okay.
Kisses.
Yeah. I'm going to let you have 1 point of docility back.
Yay.
So you are back in the action. But when you do a dice roll on docility, your total die pool is reduced by that score. So you only get the 1 now instead of your total.
Absolutely. Okay, I understand.
Because you are still flooded with doubts, but you are able to operate.
Absolutely.
Okay, moving quickly back to the plaza. Sal and Arturo, you're still outside the sheriff's office. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
I clocked the... Is it just wanted, or is it wanted dead or alive?
I think they're wanted dead or alive.
Okay.
And I think they've probably got nicknames, so they don't know the real name. But I think one of them's called
Toothless.
the Frisco Kid, and the other one is called nicknamed Grandpa Willie.
I'm definitely reading up on shotgun stats right now. Where's the real book again?
Grandpa Willie is the name of a compadre for my character in the campaign that I'm playing in. I hadn't realised it was going to be quite that funny, Douglas. Sorry.
You're both Douglas now. Who's going purple?
It's my docility. It's my docility.
Grandpa Bill, if you prefer.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right. What are we doing, Arturo? Haircut? Observe? Or take these? portraits.
So those two bounty hunters have marched basically north in the direction of the Dusty Spur.
I'm following them.
I sort of look over my shoulder and point silently at the barber and shrug and follow him.
Money or barber?
But okay, are you both following the bounty hunters?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, just moseying that general direction.
Just moseying. Yeah.
Okay, they head up towards the Dusty Spur and they go in there. Did you wish to follow them?
Just having a little look. What else is in the Dusty Spur?
In the region, in the area.
All right, so it's going south to the Dusty Spur. Beyond is, what's that? 10, is it?
So 10 is the church.
That's just beyond the Dusty Spur, isn't it?
And that's just east of the Dusty Spur, yeah.
Yeah, we've gone up. Yeah, sorry.
So you're going north from the
sheriff.
southern side of the plaza where the sheriff is, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go in.
Okay, Sal.
I'll follow. Don't leave him hanging by himself here.
Yep. So these two guys, there's none of the subtle niceties of Wade Hutton about these guys. They just go straight up to the bar and they talk to the proprietor, and that you can hear them saying, Nellie Austin, tell us where she is, or I can't account for the consequences. And they're being
down at a table.
Sorry?
I'll just sit down at a table.
Yep. Okay, yeah. The place is relatively busy, actually. So there's quite a few people in here, but there are tables that are free. And the proprietor is saying, I'm sorry, mister. Don't know anything about who you're talking about, and we'd like a little bit more civility in my establishment, if you don't mind. They do seem to mind, and one of them starts kind of threatening the proprietator. Not really not drawing a gun or anything, but just saying, you really want to be careful who you're talking to, mister. If you don't know who I am, you will know pretty soon.
How do the other punters react?
There's a definite intake of breath around the rest of the saloon, and a bit of it doesn't go totally silent like walking into the slaughtered lamb at the beginning of American Werewolf in London, but it's not far off it now.
Okay.
I'm going to jump back to the others quickly.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so there is a back door near where you were, and if you go to it, you can see probably 30 or 40 yards away now, the girl and the boy, the woman with the boy. So they're not sprinting, but they're sort of running or rushing towards the center of town. They're kind of heading southwest from the bordello.
Yeah. I do give a little dagger eyes because she's now got the boy with them, and what Wade was suggesting, I'm thinking, yeah, see what's happening here. But yeah, we do need to maybe follow them. So try and keep up pace with them.
I'm just following along with them.
Yeah, you can keep up pace. I mean, as I said, it's not like a chase. They're not sprinting, but they are definitely hurrying. Okay.
Maybe better, yeah. As I'm going to try to lead because I'm saying to Wade, you two might want to keep back because, well, they've met you. So Keep
They
going forward.
spent more than 5 seconds with you. On the whole, it would be best if you kept back. Is kind of the message, which Wade understands because Wade takes Marion's advice very seriously.
It's not the first time he said that to you, is it, Wade? So...
No, it is not. No, it's a very deep. And apparently, Mohei's like, I don't even want to go there. Like, Wade's a bad guy, but he's now looking at Mohei with distinctly unpleasant thoughts in his head. All right. Yeah, go, Marion. Look, we'll follow you. You follow them. Is the plan here? So I'll pull Mohei back, and we'll sort of fall back an extra sort of 20 feet to use Americanisms, and track along behind Marion. Marion.
Can I have a Hawkeye roll from Wade and Mohei, please? It could be a group. It could be a group roll again. So the best Hawkeye, and the other
I've got 6 dice.
You can give them a die of help.
Mohei, you got 6 dice or better?
I have 3.
Right, that'll be. Do you have Hawkeye?
No.
So
Okay.
I can't get a bonus die from you.
No.
So I'll just roll my 6 dice.
I don't even think it's worth it for me to roll unless the GM.
No. So it's kind of a group roll. So the best person rolls for the group.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then you can offer him a die of help if you have a point in the ability. Yeah.
No, I do not.
Actually, don't.
It doesn't work. Damn it. I was trying to show my dice roll. All right, I got 2 6s and a 1, so needless to say, I'll stick with the 2 6s. Thank you for asking.
Yeah. So as you come out of the bordello and you are sort of marching quickly across the sort of courtyard area, you do, out the corner of your eye, you do see the drapes in the room that you think was probably Cherry's moving.
Yeah.
As if
she does have a gun, doesn't she?
She does have a gun, yeah. You saw the gun, yeah.
Yeah.
So you didn't see anything else. You just caught that movement of the drapes out of the corner of your eye.
So I'll move so that Mohei's between me and the window.
Okay.
And keep on following.
Yeah. Fine. Okay.
Mohei doesn't think anything is wrong with this.
Of course not.
Oh, we're gonna have such a long speech at the end of this.
I'm just putting my hand in my hands, going, "How did I scare that young boy? What did I
do
say?"
Coming out of the bath.
No, I was already dressed.
Okay, back to the Dusty Spur. Sal and Arturo. This argument is the guy behind the bar is trying to diffuse it now. He's trying, to calm the situation a bit, but it's still quite tense.
I might just actually be brave and go up to the bar and say, "Oh, gentlemen, before anybody does anything unpleasant, can I buy you a round of drinks?"
Make a performing roll, please.
I will also move up, but I'm by a stool, so I could pick a stool up and hit one of them if need.
Right, okay. Yeah. It'll be a fast action to pick the stool up, but that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, have I got any? I have a 6. A whole 1. So 1 6 and no 1s at all. But I'm hoping that's enough. And I have charming. I get an extra die to perform when I'm trying to charm or schmooze somebody.
Yeah, this counts. This counts.
It's another 6. 2 6s.
Okay.
Best roll,
the guy behind the bar gives you a little look of thanks and relief. The 2 guys say, you again from the plaza. Okay. If fate has chosen to have us meet twice in the space of 5 minutes, then yeah, why not? Maybe fate means you should buy me a drink.
What are you having?
That'd be whiskey. But I still want this man to answer my question.
Yeah, over whiskey is much easier to do that calmly, isn't it? And then I just gesture at the bartender. So, a round of whiskey for us.
Yeah, he gladly puts out some glasses and pours 3 whiskeys. Because again, Arturo, I think he doesn't necessarily think you're a part of
the chair down again.
No, he's Just sitting, loosely sitting on the chair.
All right.
He's not WWEing it yet. And it's a Turo with a chair.
In the bar room, in the parlor.
Yeah, and the barman says, "Look, I don't know anything about Nellie Austin, this person you've mentioned. I know but you think he's probably covering? You reckon that he might know more than he's talking about?"
I'll just contribute what I remember from her description, just to sort of join in a bit. Young lady, yay long hair, whatever color.
So Sonny Baker, who's stood next to you, does say, "Oh, thank you for the whiskey, mister, but so what are you doing? What is your interest in Nellie Austin?"
Oh, as I said, she's a very impressive card player, that's all. That's all I know. I was trying to help. Look, if you want me to butt out, then just tell me.
Well, as long as you don't get in the way of us doing our job, then that's just fine.
I'll butt out anyway. Let them talk.
Okay. Are you going to sit down again, or are you staying next to them at the bar, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'll probably go back, but trying to hear what they're saying. Stay within hearing distance.
Okay. The bar has gone quite quiet. You can tell that the barman is saying it's getting a little bit agitated. It's probably the best word, and his voice is getting a bit louder. And he's saying, "Look, I don't know Nellie Austin, all right? I just don't know anyone called Nellie Austin." And he says it quite loudly. Skipping back to the guys. So, from your following of the lady and the boy, they seem to be heading in the direction of the Dusty Spur.
Yes.
Well, keep going. And I'm assuming Wade and I are still behind me because I'm not checking back. I'm sure nothing will go wrong whatsoever. And carry on following.
Now, Dave, there are 4 buildings before we reach the corner of that intersection where the roads meet that are southwest of so how far are we now?
You're probably approaching that crossroads.
Okay.
So you're still just on the other side of the buildings that are on the road, but there's you can slip down between them, and that's just about where they're going.
Okay.
So they're not quite on the road yet, but they are quite close to it.
Have the child and the woman stopped?
No.
So they're still moving.
They're continuing to rush. Yeah.
And they're rushing toward the Dusty Spur.
In that general direction, yeah.
In that general direction. We continue moving, I would assume.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Cool. Okay, back to the bar.
Just waiting.
This is going to blow, isn't it?
This is going to blow, especially as soon as the child and the thing we don't know that's going to happen. As soon as the kid turns up.
No, I'm saying this to Arturo
Oh,
because he's getting loud and he's saying, "I don't know."
I was purposely a little bit away from you because you were talking to. Because I came up to the bar and sat on a stool.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Did you come and join me?
Well, I wanted to be in earshot without talking too much
It's
myself.
fine.
So
You could have joined me.
I might just stroll over to you because I've seen us before anyway. The two of us. So yeah, I'll join you.
So what do you think's going on? He says in a stage whisper.
Well, he clearly knows Nellie, but he doesn't tell anybody. She seems to be very popular. Everybody seems to protect her.
Very popular. Somebody not to piss off, or it'll piss off quite a lot of people in the town.
Aye.
Okay, the guys are getting quite frustrated again with the proprietor.
This time he's on his own.
And one of them says, "Well, you're being mighty uncooperative, buddy. You don't mind if I just go and check out your rooms, do you?" And one of them walks over towards the stairs on the edge of the room that go up to the upper level, and he says, "No, you're not allowed up there. This is my place. You can't just go and do that. No." And then the doors slap open, and a woman and a crying boy come running in, and stop the moment they see the bounty hunters. There's a moment of silence. You guys are outside, the rest of you, just like not very far behind them. You see them go into the Dusty Spur. Does anybody want to do anything?
I don't know what's going on because I don't know who the kid is. So
Yep.
Don't know who the woman is, and they're going up. I don't know
the
whether
woman or the
Nelly
kid
is
don't know
up
where
there.
they come from. So unfortunately, we won't be able to do anything because we don't know what's going on. So we're mostly going to be waiting for our compadres to walk in, or the people that we're at least riding with.
Okay, Marion, you get to the door of the Dusty Spur first. Are you going in, or what are you doing?
Well, go ahead and looking for the boy or the kid. If I see Sal and Arturo there, it's like, boy, and women, did they come in here?
So yeah, I think you can see them. They've kind of stopped, and they give a look to the barman, who gives like a despairing look back to them, and
Right. So the situation is walked in, they've stopped. Are they just at the entranceway, or are they actually just
The
in?
bar.
they're probably
That's the
they're
entrance,
probably 10 feet in. It's quite a large saloon.
Does if the bounty hunters clocked the woman and the child, has the bounty hunter also clocked Marion?
Well, actually, I probably wouldn't rush right in. I would probably go before coming right in, actually. This is a bit where I would want to hide by the edge of the door if I can see them, because I'm assuming it's like the swing doors. I can see them standing there.
Yeah.
So there would be a point where I don't actually have to go in. I could probably go to the edge and just try and hide myself a bit.
I think it will be clear there's somebody there, but you don't have to reveal yourself now and go in because
No.
yeah.
Okay. I might just look at the barkeep and sort of put my hand on my coach gun if I have it on me.
Yeah, I think you'd have it with you. Yeah.
And just look at him to see whether he sort of says, yeah, better get ready, or no, I don't want any trouble here.
He looks at you. You meet the eyes, and he goes.
So I just put it across my knees, ready for action, and say, get ready. If they find somebody up there, we might have to act.
Okay, Mohei and Wade, you're like 20 foot behind Marion. He's just stopped at the door.
What's he stopped?
Well, there's no need to wait. We'll just catch up with him now because like the whole point was to not be seen.
I'm like
but there's a
saying
door.
as we walk along, what's he waiting for?
No.
Why isn't he going in?
Marion's a bit shy in large open spaces in large towns. He doesn't do well with crowds. I've got similar problems actually. It's a shared condition.
What you can see as you're approaching is the upper level of the Dusty Spur has got like a little balcony around the edge, and coming out from one of the doors is
Onto the balcony.
Yeah, is a woman, a young woman.
Does she look familiar?
Seemingly in a rush. She does look quite familiar, and she's gonna trying to climb over the balcony and climb down the outside of the building in order to get away.
Okay.
So I think we probably go to initiatives here, guys.
Certainly sounds like it. What are we rolling for initiatives?
So we
Is
use
it
cards.
moved?
I will draw cards for you. Aces are high, and if you get any duplicate cards, then the seniority of the suit goes first. Okay, so I'll start with Sal. Okay, this is going to be
4.
Sal.
Aha.
You're on
Zip water.
4. Mohei. 6 of spades. Oh, where are we there? Marion.
Ace of hearts.
3 of diamonds.
Weird diamonds. Oh,
no. Wade. 10 of diamonds.
Yes.
And
Does that
Arturo.
mean I'm going sooner than everyone else?
Gosh.
4 of hearts. Yes. And so the bounty hunters go on 9s. And those, the likes of Nelly, go on 8s.
Have you got any face
Okay.
cards in that deck?
Any what?
Face cards.
Face cards.
Queens, kings, jack.
You know.
Yes, we do. They haven't come out so far, but we do. Yeah.
So what did I get again at 10, wasn't it?
10. So you go first,
Yeah.
Thomas.
Awesome. So she's clambering over the side.
Yeah.
So she will not be able to draw a firearm or do anything until she gets onto the ground.
Yeah.
So while she's clambering over the side, I literally sprint to get underneath the veranda where she's going to drop down.
Yeah.
And pull out my Bowie knife.
Yeah. Okay. The bounty
So
hunters.
I can greet her when she makes it to the ground and give her this, and reassure her that there are people who love her and want to take care of her.
The bounty hunters go next. They don't know what's happened outside yet. So one of them is going up the stairs inside, and the other one is kind of facing down the woman and the boy and the proprietor who's trying to stop his friend going up the stairs. 8, it's then Nelly. So Nelly's climbing down. She does need to make a move roll to do that. Which she succeeds. So she gets down. That's her main roll. She's got a fast action. So she sees you with your knife.
Yeah.
And I think she's going to draw her gun.
Yeah, I'm trying to be like, that was, so how close can I be? Because obviously I'm trying to get.
You'll be able to
damn
attack her on the
close.
next round. Yeah, you're close. You're pretty close. But she's seen you stood there with your knife, so she's just gone for her gun and drawn that.
Yeah, that's fair.
So there's no way that Wade could have ambushed her.
Just not with the timings, no. Because he had to
That's
rush
right.
up to her as she was coming down the side.
By the way, as I ran underneath the veranda, noting that things were probably going to cook off pretty quickly, I did yell out to Marion, who may not have seen her coming over the veranda. Marion! Marion! I just yell at Marion. There's no explanation. Marion! And I'm holding my Bowie knife and I'm running under the thing. He can interpret that. He's good.
Okay, that's cool. So there's other stuff going on 8s, but you don't know about that. So, Douglas, you're on 6s. You go next.
Of course.
Just want to point out Mohei
how
is closer
far
to
away
the
am I from Nelly?
borderline.
So you are, you're close enough to close with one action if you wanted to.
I'm going to bring out my lasso. And
Okay.
I'm going to close enough so that I can lasso her.
Okay, cool.
That is cool.
That's cool. That's good. 4's next. So Paul. So you can hear a little bit of a skirmish going on outside. You hear Wade shouting, "Marion! Marion!" from the outside. You can see movement, but you don't know anything else, particularly what's going on outside.
I'm picking up the stool and I'm smacking the bounty hunter.
Okay, that sounds fun. So this is Sandy Sanderson. You are now just whacking over the head with a stool.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a fighting roll.
Yep. Which I'm not.
I think you get
Any
no
bonus? Do I get any bonus for the stool?
you get no bonus for the stool.
No gear
I'm
bonus?
I'm going to be generous and not give you a negative for the stool, but
Alright.
you get no bonus.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not really designed for hand-to-hand fighting, really, but
That's 3 successes.
3. Okay,
Wow.
for doing as well as that, you gain a point of faith.
Oh, cool.
For gaining 3 successes on a roll without pushing, you gain a point of faith.
Cool.
Okay, and you've hit
I was on
him.
the double dice as well.
So you give him a nasty whack with that. Something 4.
So what's base damage from that then?
I think the base damage would be 1.
Well, my knife 1. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but the knife will have a much better crit value. You see, so this
Okay.
won't have a. So the crit value of this would be probably 4, I suspect. So, strangely enough, we haven't done stats for bar stools, but we might have to.
It just seemed very appropriate.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good point. Yeah. So it's 1 base damage, and with your extra successes, you can either do a stunt, you could knock him over or something, or you could inflict extra damage.
I'll do extra damage.
Because you've given him one hell of a whack with
I'll
that.
do extra damage.
Yeah. Okay.
No crit rating on a Bastel, no?
There is, but it's going to be 4, I think. So
Okay.
you need a lot of successes to crit with a bar stool. Yeah. The bar stool disintegrates as you hit him with it.
Yeah.
It looks great. Yeah, but you've given him a right old whack. Okay, Frank, you're next.
Yeah. I'm just standing right next to my compadre, here, my companion. Get the coach gun out. Just pointed up the stairs at Dusty, is it? Sandy and Dusty, was it?
Sandy,
Sunday.
Sunny Baker,
Sunny
and
and Sandy. So at
so-
Sunny and say,
I took out Sanderson.
you
Well,
you
no,
whacked
Baker.
Sandy. Yeah, you gave him a really hard
so I
whack.
just point the coach gun and just shake my head and say, keep your hands away from your guns.
Yeah. Okay,
And
so
if he has got them out already, I say drop them.
yeah, he probably has drawn his pistol already. So
He's looking
There,
at
so-
2 barrels of pain of a coach gun pointed at him.
yeah, so we do have the concept of Overwatch in this game. So you can set your condition that if he does anything aggressive or doesn't do what you say, you can get the shot first,
Yeah.
which
I
makes
just
sense.
want to keep them from going outside because our guys hopefully are going to grab the girl.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, that's good. Bruce, your action.
Right, so it's very confusing now because I've just heard my name being shouted when I've been staring at each other around. Seeing that all this action's been kicking off, Marion's a bit confused, but what he will do is he'll draw his Colt 45 out. He
Yep.
will start heading towards Wade and all that, but he's also going to just have his Colt revolver ready by pulling back the trigger, using 2 fast actions as he's heading towards.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so you've drawn and you've prepared your gun. That's all very good. Yep, like that. Okay, that's the end of the round. So we draw initiatives again for the next time. So Sal. Oh, that was a
Fancy.
picture one.
Oh, well,
You're
Jack.
on a Jack. Mohei. That's a 9. Marion. Queen.
Oof.
Wade. 2. And Paul. 6. So the bounty hunters go on 3s, and Nelly goes on Jack of clubs.
Oh.
So Queen of Spades goes first, and that's Bruce.
Okay, so right up. Nelly's just, is she caught or anything? Nothing like that. Because I'm getting as
No.
close as I can.
Yeah, you
and
can
then-
close with her. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as it looks like Moab and making sure Wade isn't getting too friendly with the knife. But I will keep an eye out then of turning around after when I get close enough. But my attention will probably then go focused on the saloon doors. on the doors.
Okay, sorry.
See if
So
anyone-
what do you? So you're moving closer to Nelly. Was that right?
Yeah, not getting close, but to near range,
Okay. Yeah.
if that's possible.
Yep.
And then I'm sort of holding off my action, my second part, to see, depending on whether I have to quickly react to the saloon doors or to Nelly trying to do something. She
Right.
raises that gun.
Yeah. Okay. So it's Nelly's action. She's feeling a bit surrounded. She prepares her gun and she points it at Wade, but she doesn't fire. You do hear another voice though from behind you, and it sounds like Cherry's, and you hear a voice shout, "Get away from her, or I'm gonna kill you!" And you turn around and you see her coming. She's holding a pistol, and she's aiming it. She's aiming it at Wade at the moment.
There's a surprise.
Frank, it's your action.
I'm doing the same as I was doing. I'm just holding my coach gun, pointing at Sonny.
Yep.
And keeping a close eye on him. Don't budge.
Cool. Douglas.
Well, Frank knows a typical Douglas character move.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I bring my lasso around and I lasso her.
Last time it was
Lasso Nelly.
whip.
Nelly.
Okay, so that's an animal handling roll.
Yes, it is. I have 6 dice.
She's not expecting it, so she's not.
No.
She hasn't got an action left, so she can't dodge it. So it's just a straight roll.
Okay, so I want to make sure that I am far enough away that if I lasso her, I can pull either her toward me or I go toward her, right? That would be a fast action?
Yes, so your slow action is the actual lassoing, yeah.
Yeah, all right. If I aimed, would I get a benefit?
And
if I did lasso her,
yes, I think you would.
Would she remain in place, or would it still just be a regular action to bring her close?
No, so you would basically end up grappling her.
Yes.
In order to move her around or to try and capture her. But you can aim. Yes, you can get 2 dice bonus if you aim, but then that uses up your fast action.
So she'd be grappled, but she wouldn't be close to me.
Yeah, so you'd have got the lasso on her, but you wouldn't have moved her.
So I'm going to roll the 6 dice instead and use my fast action to get close to her and ensure that grapple is stuck. Ooh, 2 successes, 1, but 2 successes.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about the 1 unless you're going to push. You don't know.
I've been there.
She doesn't have an action, so she can't resist this. So
I've been there, done that. So yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you've managed to get the lasso around her, and then you have a fast action. What you're going to try and reel the rope in?
I'm going to reel her in and try to get her in front of me, so
Yeah.
that I'm not going to get shot.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can do that absolutely. So, Paul on 6s. You've just whacked this guy. He's not looking very happy.
I'm going to whack him again. I'll just punch him. Just like, I've not obviously knocked him down, and then I'll just basically just lift his chin.
Okay. He is going to try and dodge that. So it's going to be an opposed roll. What's his fighting? It was quite good until you whacked him.
I'm going to push. Let's take those out. 3
successes. Okay, yeah, so you hit him. You whack him right on the chin. He did get 1 success, so you do So you get 2 successes as your winning margin.
2 damage then.
2 damage. Okay, he's not down, but that was quite a nasty blow.
Okay. So when you're doing damage, does it go off your grit? Does it or
Takes turns.
Yeah. So the damage comes off quick and grit, but it comes off your quick first. So whenever you do damage, it comes off 1 off quick, 1 off grit, 1 off quick. So you're most likely to be broken on quick before you are broken on grit, but it doesn't matter. Both of them break you.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. I was hoping basically that 5 damage I've done to him would have broken him going off one stat, but it's not going to, is it? So
yeah, it's close though, but he is quite tough.
Yeah.
So
I'm really tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's their action. So I think he's angry with you. So he's drawing a blade and he's going to try and hit you with his knife.
Can I defend?
So you've used 1 action so far, haven't you?
Yeah.
So yes, you can. This is an opposed roll.
Did his dodge take him any actions?
Yes.
So
that's a good point. Yeah, it's a good point.
That used his minor action, though, isn't it?
That's a good point. Yeah. So let's just check. He doesn't have a talent. No. So he's drawn his knife, but he can't attack you with it.
Oh, okay.
Because he doesn't have the extra action this round. Yeah, love it when the guy who designed the game gets told the rules by somebody else. Thanks, Frank.
I'm going to run it tomorrow, so I had to read them.
Bastard. No, okay, yeah. So he can't do that, but he has drawn his angry-looking knife. The other guy,
I'll
go. Sonny is not going to take any shit from you, Sal, and he raises his gun to shoot.
In that case, I shoot, and I hope
but you get to shoot.
I was aiming.
But you get to shoot first
with an aim.
Yes, I think that's fair. So you get 2 bonus dice for the aim.
I'm sorry, my eyes are not as what they used to be. +2 I have on attack, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So I do a fight?
Shooting.
I'm really bad at shooting, am I? No, not bad. 4 in total, +2 for the weapon attack, and +2 for aiming?
Yep, that's correct.
10 dice. So 5 of them are trouble and 5 of them are not. Which I hope means lots of trouble for him.
If you hit me in both barrels.
That's 1. That's 2 6s and 2 1s on non-trouble dice and 1 1 on trouble dice. I think 2 6s. Hopefully that's enough.
Well, you've hit him for sure. So the damage of the gun is 4.
+1 for the extra, right? So 5.
5.
But the crit is probably, I would have to push for the crit, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think what's the crit for that? 3, is it?
2.
2. So you'd need an extra success. So the way crits work is your first success is the hit and does the base damage of the gun. You then need to equal the crit value of the weapon with excesses beyond the first.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm missing 1 for that. But
so,
I'll just leave it
now
at
if
that.
If you pushed, you could try and get the extra 6 for the crit, but it's entirely up to you.
No, I won't. Hopefully that hurts him enough.
That does hurt him a lot. It doesn't put him down though, so he does get a shot at you. So he's got a Colt 45, but his quick is obviously seriously reduced because you've done a lot of damage to his quick.
Good.
So that's 4. Yeah. So he does have an action, so he's gonna aim as well. So he gets 6 dice in total. So that's 1 success. So you take.
I don't want to rain on your game, but if he's hit, that breaks his aim, doesn't it?
No, but you shot him first, so because your action went first.
So 1 hit, basically, which is 2 damage.
That's 3 damage from a Colt 45.
Damage. So first comes off quick.
Yep. So with 2 off your quick and 1 off your grit in total. Right. And Thomas.
Okay, so catch me up here. Who has Mohei lassoed?
Nelly.
Right, so you've dragged Nellie to you to use her as a human shield against Cherry. You're a
To get
monster.
her out of trouble.
You are a monster. Using one woman to defend you from another woman in violence. And you've scared the boy earlier. You're a terrible person.
Wade thinks he's got a new role model.
Wade needs no role model. So I look at Marion.
You've also heard the shotgun blast and a gunshot coming from in the saloon.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, no, I mean, look,
That's
it's a
just
violent,
regular
it's a violent
Albuquerque
time.
shit.
It's a violent time, Dave. But
Yeah,
it's a
violent time.
These are tough times. People are shooting each other, and also I don't want to go in there. There's people shooting shotguns in a closed space. That's freaking dangerous. I mean, the assumption that the only person who got hit with that shotgun fire in the middle of an enclosed space.
He's frozen.
Are we losing?
I think we lost.
We've lost Australia. Oh,
I look at Marion because Marion's. Am I back? Your internet.
Yes,
connection.
thank you, back.
You're
back now.
back
You're back.
now, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I just got a big sign up over the top of all of you saying your internet connection is unstable, which was probably a little slow in telling me the message. I look at Marion and, do this with my thumb. You know what I'm going to do, Marion, right? You're going to back my play here, yeah? And, and then so Wade reckons that bag full of gold dust is enough to pay for him to get to San Francisco and more.
Easily,
right? Yeah. And right now, Mohay's captured Nellie with the rope, and Cherry is threatening to shoot me, the innocent bystander in this story. So I run up. I run up behind Mohay and go, Mohay, good job, buddy. Good job. And then slam my knife into his back.
Okay. That's interesting. Yeah,
we're only playing for 3 hours, right? Or are we playing for 4? I can't remember.
No. I think this is the big fight. This is the big finale.
This is the big fight.
Yeah. Well, look, I wouldn't want it to be boring, so I will.
Well, I was going to be shooting you in the back anyway. So.
Well, I was going to be stabbing
I mean, you guys were already checking out the $100 reward. So I mean,
yeah,
that's the dog.
Not that I don't trust you, but I don't trust you.
Oh yeah, so yeah. So it's a fighting roll.
It is a fighting roll, which I'm terrible at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dice. I get no bonus for the knife. Do I get a bonus for Mohay going, what the fuck? Sorry. What the hell? To use the more appropriate protect,
So Mohay doesn't have an action to make it an opposed roll. So I think that's so it becomes a straight roll because he doesn't have an action to be able to.
Fair call, Governor.
Fair.
I want to see the reaction of your dog.
Is this visible?
Oh yeah, the reaction of my dog is going to be great.
The dog might react, yeah.
Yeah, the dog might have an opinion, and I know it will because I rolled a 1 on one of my trouble die. I rolled no successes. I have 1 faith point, which I'm going to use to re-roll, but I'm definitely carrying that first trouble through to the re-roll.
And is it visible through the door?
Crap. Oh well, that'll teach me to do bad things to people and be doing not bad things to people.
What lesson about fate were you talking about an hour ago?
Indeed.
Yeah, exactly. So with that in mind, I get 1 trouble and no successes. So somehow I stumble on my way to Mohay.
Let's roll your trouble then, Thomas.
Yeah.
4 6 in a row. Come on.
It's a tres. It's 3. It's
3.
That 3's been coming up a lot.
Okay, you've gone to strike and the weapon has slipped out of your hand, and so it kind of bumps into Mohay's back and lands and drops it on the floor.
So there's a bit of slippery mud or something on the thing. I go to stab him. I trip slightly, stumbled. My hand slaps into the back of Mohe as opposed to the knife.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
I sort of drop it out of my hand and go. All right, that'll do. Thanks.
Okay.
But I know Marion's got my back because I did the thumbs up so that he knew what I was doing.
Okay, it's the next round, gentlemen. So we'll go in the same order. So Sal, you're on 7s. That's Frank. Mohe, 9. Marion, 5. Wade, 2. Again, that's terrible luck. Arturo, 6.
Again.
The Bounty Hunters,
Yay.
2. That's not good. And then Cherry and the others go on 9. So 9 of hearts beats a 9 of clubs. So 9 of hearts. Douglas, it's your action.
Oh, really?
It takes an action. If you want to order your dog to attack Wade, it's just a fast action to give it the command, and then it will attack.
I give it the command. And so that is my fast action, and the dog goes choo choo choo. So loyal wolf, Wahea is attacking.
Yep.
I want to do something first because I would imagine speaking is fast.
If it's a few words, it doesn't count as an action. So if it's going to require a roll or something, then it will.
So I'm going to say to Nelly, did you cheat? And I'm like being very sincere with her. Did you cheat?
Okay. She says, I never cheat. Now, an insight roll. This would be your slow action, but if you want an insight roll to see whether you think she's telling the truth or not.
No, I'm not gonna use my slow action in that.
Okay.
And so my dog is attacking?
Yes.
I assume I can use a fast action to block the attack.
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you.
And would I be able to get my knife and just stab him? I've got her lassoed, and I imagine that I could either use my left hand or my right hand to just kind of.
So
behind you.
Drawing a weapon is an action.
Oh, okay.
It's a fast action, and then attacking is a slow. So you'd be able to draw the weapon.
I'm gonna get my knife out.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say, "Don't worry," to her.
Okay.
But the dog is attacking.
The bad man.
Yeah. Okay. So what's Wahaya's fighting?
Fighting is 3. Grit is 4.
15.
So that's 7.
The hell.
Yes. Yeah.
And Wade, it's a fighting roll for you.
I got 6 dice
to make it a opposed roll.
Mm-hmm. 1 success.
2 successes. And 1 failure. But
so that won't matter. Your dog can't push. So
fair enough.
So you get bitten. You get a nasty bite. So the damage of Wahaya is
2.
Okay, so you lose 1 point to quick and 1 point to grit, Wade.
Quick.
And the dog will basically continue to attack you until either you are broken, it gets called off, or it gets killed, or it itself is broken.
Or you're dead.
Or you're dead. Yeah.
Just to ask a rule question while we're going through this, is the dog a talent?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have guard dog basic and guard dog advanced.
So guard dog basic allows you to use your dog to help intimidate people. It gives you a bonus to your presence when you're intimidating in the presence of your dog. The advanced level allows you to make the guard dog attack people.
As a fast action.
Yeah.
That's a good talent.
It is.
Yeah.
I was going to say you should think about that. And this isn't a whinge. This is just a general reflection on the rules. That dog is more deadly than anything anyone is using at the moment.
Yes.
It's more likely to hit.
Yep.
It takes a fast action to use.
Yep.
And it causes 2 points of damage when it lands.
Yep.
That's actually quite a significant weapon.
It's two talents, but it's still it
still two
feels
talents,
a little too powerful.
I mean, compared to some of the other, depending on what you want, how you want to spec your
point.
character, the advanced level of the talents are quite good. They can make you quite powerful in some senses. So,
and actually, it's a good point about the 2 talents being spent for it. So that's fair. All right.
Also, you run the risk of your dog being killed.
Yeah.
And then you have to
actually block.
You
and
do
I
have
would
to,
imagine that I would take some very serious faith damage that my loyal dog dies.
Oh,
right?
yeah, definitely.
All right. I only got one success.
Yeah, so that's the dog's
fine.
attack. That was Douglas. So next is Nelly and Sherry. So inside the saloon, the woman with Michael they basically run for cover. They're basically trying to get out of the way of the gunfighting and the fighting, trying to protect Michael. Nelly is kind of not really sure what to do. I think she's probably going to try and get out of the ropes, actually. And Sherry doesn't quite know what to do either, because this hasn't panned out quite how she expected.
Her and me both.
So see now you're not actively grappling her, Douglas. So she'll just need to make a. I think she could probably just get out of it, because you're not actively pinning her. It'll take her an action to do that.
But if I have her with my her with my right hand and I'm just drawing a blade, I've still got her with one hand.
Yeah.
It's a lasso and I've got her wrapped up.
Well, you'll have the loop round her, won't you?
Yeah.
Single loop, which will have told.
But I haven't let it slack at all.
No.
Which will have pulled tight, admittedly, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so it'll be a grappling roll then. And that's labor. So that's
fair enough.
Her labor against your animal handling, because you're still using the lasso.
All right. Yeah. Fair enough.
Okay, she got 2
successes.
She got 2. So that is a point of faith. You gain a point of faith because you gain 3 successes on a.
Oh, nice.
On a roll. And yeah, she's struggling to get out, but she can't. She can't get out. 7, Frank.
Yeah, well, I have a second shot in that weapon.
Yep.
And I'm going to unload that.
You can do that.
Because that guy hurt me. Now, can I just check, in this game, you're reduced quick. Does that make your shooting harder?
Yes.
Right, so I only have quick 1 now. Shooting 1. Which is 2, but I still have the... Can I aim again?
I think you took 2 damage, didn't you? So your quick should be reduced by 1 point from its
I thought quick
maximum.
went first.
So
and I took 3 damage, I thought.
Yeah, so you take 1 off quick, 1 off hurt, 1 off grit. So it's split between quick and.
But didn't I take 3 damage?
You took 3 damage.
Okay, right. Sorry.
Or was it 2?
You're right.
I can't remember. I thought
no, it was 3. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
So
yeah,
I've got
my,
that there.
My mistake.
So 1 for that. I've got 1 for my shooting. And I've got +2 for the weapon. And if I can aim again, then I'll have those +2.
You can. You've got the free action. You've got the fast action to use that.
So I only have 6 dice this time. And I'm absolutely going to spend a faith point on re-rolling everything here because there's nothing useful. And I have 1 6 and 1 1. And I think I'm going to buy that off. So I'm down to 1 faith.
Okay, but that's 4 points of damage, yeah? From the shotgun?
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes down like a sack of mouldy potatoes.
Good.
Oh, yeah. Blasted against the wall. He lands on the floor. He rolls down. He's not dead, but he's unconscious and he's hurt.
I
He's
told
broken.
you not to move, I just say.
Cool. Okay, 6s. Paul, your action.
Smart the Geiger.
Yep. Okay.
Did he draw a knife? No, he.
He did draw a knife. Yeah.
Rather stab it. I'll punch him.
Yeah. Okay. Again, he's going to try and dodge the attack.
Right. That's one success. I'm going to push. I might as well.
Yeah. So he got 1 success as well. So you need an extra success.
That's 2 more.
3 successes. So that's 2 over him. So he goes down. You clout him over the head, and he crumples unconscious.
So I'm immediately, because I've still got an action left, or a minor action left. I'm gonna run out because I can hear gunfire and I can hear a struggle outside. Can't I?
There's not gunfire, but there's a lot of
Gunfire.
noise, a lot of shouting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And growling dog and stuff.
Yeah. So if the dog attacking something, that's bad. So I need to rush out and help, basically. So.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, you can do that. Bruce.
I'm so going to be unpopular. I hate doing this.
My poor dog.
The Marion would totally do this.
Warning. There's a warning.
Yeah, this is a trigger warning about to happen.
Content warning.
Trauma warning, please.
Injury to animals, possibly.
Yeah. I shoot the dog. I did not ask the ethical rights on this action. I said I shoot the dog.
Okay, make a shooting roll.
I'm rolling my 8 dice.
Are you aiming? Taking an action to aim or not?
Yes.
That gives you 2 extra dice if you do that.
I believe you're making me shoot the dog.
You don't have to shoot the dog. It's your choice.
Bad karma,
Bad karma.
Yeah, God certainly has forsaken. And 2 successes. I did get 2 ones. I'm contemplating about it, but I think I'll just stick to the 2 successes just now.
Okay, was that with the Colt 45?
Yeah.
Can the dog do anything?
Can't dodge it. No. So that allows you to do a critical injury against the dog if you wanted to. Now there is a different table for critical injuries against animals.
Is there?
Yeah, because because you've got such a variety of animals that.
Cool.
I shall need to call it up if you wanted to do that, or you can just do the extra damage.
You know what? It's already a bad action. Let's not make it any worse with the critical. Let's just do the extra damage.
How could it get worse with the critical?
Because I could kill the dog quite quickly.
Dog.
Okay, so that's 4 points of damage to a higher then. So he takes 2 points to his quick and 2 points to his grit.
Is he broken yet?
Nope.
Yeah, the dog.
No, this is a strong friggin' dog. Okay, so quick is now 1, grit is now 2.
And then it's Thomas's action.
So I've got this dog hanging onto my arm, assumedly tearing and attacking me. I've dropped my knife, so I don't have that. I'll just punch the dog.
Yep, okay.
I'm using less dice. So it's grit.
Yep.
So reduce my dice pool by 1 and roll 5 trouble die. Hold on, did I do that right? Fighting plus grit is 6. -1, +1 for brawler. So actually, sorry, back to 6.
So yeah, and 5 of those are trouble, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's much more like what we like to see on the dice rolling. 2 6s. 2 6s.
2 6s.
So that's because I'm just punching him, I assume it's damage 1.
Yep. And then the second success can be a second point of damage. So I think that's Wahire's probably broken, I think, there.
Yes.
So I'll just pummel the dog into unconsciousness.
So you
I don't like
punch the
hurting
dog.
animals.
I think he's probably not unconscious. He probably runs off. He's broken and he's out of the thing, but he's probably not unconscious, but he's just out of the scene. He runs to somewhere safe.
Big thumbs up to Marion. Good work, Marion.
Okay, things are kicking off here somewhat. So it's the next round, guys.
Yeah.
Is it?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Thomas was last.
Yeah.
There would be the bounty
definitely.
hunters, but they're both out of the fight now because they were on 2s as well.
Yeah.
First time they've been, well, no, actually not the first time they've been taken out that easily, but they usually do more damage than that. Okay, so Frank, you've got a king.
King, nice and high.
Douglas, ace.
Of spades.
Ace of spades. That's the top. Bruce, 10. No, that's Paul. Wade Hutton, 6. And Paul, you go on 3s. And then they go on ace as well. But ace of spades goes first. Douglas, you go first.
I am no longer worried about Nelly.
Yep.
And so I'm imagining that I have the knife now in my strong arm.
You do?
And I am using the full force to stab the hell out of our friend.
Yep. So we have the concept in this game of the all-out attack, which is basically like aiming, but for a hand-to-hand attack. So you use your fast action to put your all into it, and you gain 2 extra dice.
Okay.
Thomas, you've got your action, so if you want to try and avoid that, it's a fighting roll.
Yep, definitely going to be doing the fighting roll.
But it's an opposed roll between the 2 of you.
Yeah.
3 6s, no 1s.
1 6. So, ha!
And you get a faith back.
So Douglas, you gain a point of faith because you've done a really good blow. You got 3 successes on a straight roll.
Yeah.
What's that crit on the knife?
So does that give me a faith point above? Because I'm currently at 4 that I started with.
Yeah, you can go above 4. Yeah.
Okay,
10,
so
absolutely.
Because 10 is max. Yeah.
Yeah. Not
But
that anyone's ever got to 10.
So I did the 1, and then I did the 2.
So you've got 2.
I got 1 success. So does that remove one of those successes?
It does. So you've got 2 successes over and above what Thomas rolled.
Now, Dave, can I, knowing what's happened, push my roll?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I would if I were you.
And Thomas, you can push yours as well if you wanted to.
If I had some faith points, mate, that'd be the first thing I'd be doing right there.
2 more.
Okay.
Ooh, gory.
So that's 4 successes.
Let's have a crit.
But it's 4 over what Thomas scored.
Oh, yes.
So it's
you
4
can use
active
2 of them
successes.
to get a crit.
Okay.
So the crit value of the knife is 2, is that right?
2. The damage is 1.
And you can increase your damage with the other extra successes.
Or the other thing you can do is use that extra success to add +1 to the D6 roll for your units to a maximum of 6.
Yes.
So basically, on the critical rolls here, the 10s are basically your location, and the units is the severity of the injury.
Okay, so that's what I will do.
So you could roll a D66, but add +1 to your units dice to see what you do to Wade.
12.
Orange is going to be the 10s.
Okay.
12.
66.
It is 64.
No!
That's 65.
Is that including the +1 or not?
No, that's not including the +1.
65.
No!
Okay.
Farewell.
I'm sorry, Wade. You're not
have
making it to San Francisco.
No, I'm afraid not. Well, there's a possibility you could survive. You've basically put your knife through his throat.
Karma
You've
is a
stuck-
female dog.
You've stuck him in the throat. You were going to
Thank you,
die
Frank.
in 5 rounds.
Right.
So there's 5 rounds for somebody to do doctoring on him to save his life.
I'm the best
But-
doctor.
But at -1. The wound is so
And I
severe,
don't think
it's
Arturo's...
-1.
well, maybe you would, Arturo,
Slash
because then you
throat,
can hand
yes.
me in.
I scream
No,
out to
I can't do it.
Arturo.
He's
He
dead or
tried to
alive.
kill me. Look at what he did to
checked.
Maya.
Dead or alive.
It
Look
wasn't
what he
my
did to
fault.
Maya. See, and I don't
So-
know that you're a criminal per se.
You probably have some suspicion. There's probably a little bit of a hint, but
Yeah.
maybe I'm not a great guy.
Yeah.
All right. If I may, I will, knife stuck in throat, I will fall back, the knife pulls out, blood sort of spurting from my throat. And, as I collapse to the ground, I'm imagining, my sister, who the last time I saw was when I was driven out of town for cheating, and she saw me being driven out of town. And I've had this image of my sister wanting me to come and find her. But in that moment, I think Wade realizes that she was actually part of the crowd kicking him out of town. And actually, it was always in his mind that,
Right. Okay.
his sister would want him. But actually, he's a bad, bad person, and she wanted nothing to do with him. And and he glances over his shoulder at Marion and reaches out. There you go. Thank you.
That
I'll let
made
you
up
go.
for all of my horrible rolling in the beginning.
By
Yeah.
stabbing another member of the group to death.
Well, who
Let's
started
prove
that?
that on
Who
the
started
table.
that?
Group,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
isn't
but-
D&D.
I think
Let's not talk about how we got here, Sal. Let's talk about...
wasted my own petard. I think is the word.
Right, beautiful. I know
Cool,
what my action
cool.
will be. I'll bleed out.
Yeah. That fair enough.
Yeah.
It's Nellie's go and it's Cherry's go. Nellie is shouting, "Run, run, run!" And you can see Michael and the other woman now have come out of the thing and they've run. And Cherry gives Nellie one last look and turns and runs.
Now, Nellie is running as well, right? She's
She's trying. Nellie's not running. No, she's tied up in the rope. She couldn't get out of them. But she shouted at the others to run, and they are.
Okay.
King, Frank, your action.
Well, I shot 2 shots, so I guess I have to reload
If you want to use your shotgun again,
on
yeah.
the coach gun. Yeah, that's the only
So
weapon I've got. So I'm going to
it
reload
take-
that
It
very
takes an action.
deliberately.
It takes an action per chamber. So to reload it fully takes the whole
Yeah, I'll
round
do
for
that.
you.
I just very deliberately just
Yeah.
breach it open and just put it in while I'm looking at the person shot and the other one crawling around on the floor.
No, he's knocked out.
Yeah, he's knocked out. They're both. That's quite cool, though. I like that. Like, just as if you do this every day, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
just turn around
Yeah.
towards the front door
Came
and
into
say,
the
now
police
let's see
station
what's
just
going on
before.
out there.
Bruce, your action. Wade has just gone down with a terrible, terrible
Yeah,
throat injury.
Yeah, I'm conflicted because I think Marion will run to Wade, scream. While he's running, he's going to pull back the trigger and have the next round ready on the Colt 45 because he's going to try and say, and he did shout, just supposed to have kept low profile. God damn it! And that's why he's screaming because he's there. So he's not going to go for anybody else. But if anyone does come for, because I'm conflicted, I want to shoot her, but unfortunately, I've already shot his dog. I only shot his dog because his dog was attacking Wade. So yeah, there's a very conflicting scene. I think how
Yeah.
the rest of it plays out is how they are. I'm just going to make sure I'm keeping hold of my 5 faith points I've yet to use.
Right, okay. So, but you've prepared your gun again, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Paul, your action.
I come out because I came out at the end of the last round, didn't I?
Yes, you did, yeah.
I've seen basically the dog run off, bleeding,
And been shot.
been
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
Marion's gun smoking.
Yeah.
And then Mohei stabbed Wade in the throat, and I was thinking, ching. I draw and shoot Marion.
Dead or
Okay.
alive, right? Dead or alive.
Oh,
Okay. Yep. So it's your fast action to draw, and then your slow action to shoot.
have I got the ability to dodge this, or?
Can't dodge a bullet.
So it's quick, isn't it?
Yes.
It gives me +1 on draw. What does that mean? It just means a quick draw.
That's for
So
dual.
that's if you
That's
use
a
the
duel.
dueling rules. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But it would make you quicker on the draw in a duel or equivalent.
Okay. So I'm just gonna. I've got 4 dice because I can't aim, so it's just 4 dice.
Yeah.
Oops. That's 1 success.
Okay. So what's the weapon?
I'm gonna push.
Okay. Cool.
God. And that's another success.
Okay. 2 successes. So what's the weapon?
Threat rating is 1. The damage is 2.
Okay. So take
Gonna
2.
crit.
Yep. 2 points of damage, Bruce, and you're going to crit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
it's
quick than grit.
yeah,
Uh,
one quick, 1 grit. Yeah, and then it's
Yeah.
D66 for the critical.
66.
It's very
Marion
difficult to
did
see
nothing
it with
to
this.
deserve this. I feel
See,
sorry.
I would love to spend some of my faith to knock
Still
that.
can't see it with it. With it.
Where is it?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Tweeze.
Oh, I'm afraid. I'm sorry, Bruce. The bullet goes straight through your head. You die instantly.
I've got an idea for a rule suggestion coming forward to the
The game is deadly. The game is deadly.
Well, if you're rolling
I think
that,
the
yes,
tales
absolutely.
of the Old West need to hawk these dice.
Yes. I need to take my
Yeah.
map now.
They don't normally work that well.
No.
They-
Oh, Marion, I'm sorry. You 1 shot to the head.
That's why we're
And,
playing a one-shot.
Down you go.
I'm going to come back as a ghost and haunt them.
That's a tough one. That is. That's a tough one.
That was quite tough. Right. It was, wow.
okay, so we're not out of initiative, right?
We are not.
Basically out of
Which do I kill now?
So
I
we
got
can-
a list.
Okay, let's draw again then. So unfortunately, Bruce doesn't need a card either. Okay, Frank then. Frank, you're on 8s.
Mm.
Mohei, you're
Queen,
on
king.
kings.
Nice.
And Paul,
6.
you're on
Oh, I got
7s.
blown up by 1.
And they're on 5s. So you can see
So
running across the plaza, you can see the sheriff and a couple of deputies, obviously now drawn to the sound of the gunfire.
okay, I immediately drop. I loosen completely the lasso, and I
Yep.
tell her run.
Okay.
Keep Michael safe, and I say run.
Okay. Well, she's going to start running when it's her action.
Well, it's action.
Frank.
I disagree, but he's my compadre, so I'm going to go with what he said.
With my freshly reloaded gun,
Oh yeah, you're inside the saloon, aren't you? Actually,
I'm just
yeah.
walking, if I can, I'm just going to walk through the swinging saloon doors,
Yeah.
look around and say, what the heck happened here?
Epic scene. Epic.
Arturo. So Nelly is starting to run.
I'm if Mohei let her go, Mohei obviously had a good reason. Mohei is my compadre. Even though I want to basically stop her, I'm not going to.
Cool.
I'm going. Marion was going to shoot. I'll say to Sal, Marion just shot the dog. I can't remember the dog's name.
Neither can
Wahaya.
I.
Wahaya.
That was quick.
Just shot Wahaya and was about to shoot Moe. and it looks like Wade tried to stab Moe as well. And I basically look at him, smile, and look like I'm, you know what I mean? I'll sort of like, are we good?
And
Sal.
I'm looking for the dog.
Yeah, you can find Wahaya. He hasn't gone very far. He will be fine eventually. He'll take a little while to heal, but he's not critically injured. So
Nobody has looked after Wade yet, right? Doctoring.
No.
Nobody's coming to me.
he's got. There are 2 rounds left. He's still alive in theory.
I'm just saying, are we good? To Sal.
I think so. Let's see what the sheriff says.
Okay.
Okay.
I still have my weapon pointing down, but I still have it ready.
Yeah.
My knife is away.
I'm sheathing my gun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Holstering.
Yep. Okay. I think we're drawing to a close here. So the sheriff comes up. There's obviously quite a lot of kerfuffle. You are asked to to come into custody for questioning about what's been happening. Marion and Wade are identified as the. Do you want to say something, Sal?
I want to claim that bounty for us.
Yes, same here.
Yes,
For the 3 of us.
Yeah. I didn't know about it, but I'm happy now.
Yep.
I'm going to
so
throw my
it's-
5 points to say it wasn't us.
So it's two.
Just in case of mistaken identity. Those pictures really were bad.
Because apparently
Apparently
we didn't quite look like the images.
I think that's hilarious. I think it's not the right guys.
Oh, come on. They've told us. No, I can't say that, can I? They told us that they
Nice one.
robbed the train.
Or not properly identified, so you don't get. They don't give you the money.
Well, as in, he spent his faith, which is fair enough.
Threw all my faith into this.
He is dead. You can't really spend faith after you're dead. But
No.
in this
But it's
moment,
funny.
It's a ghost.
in this moment, it was an excellent ending.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
And I think you probably get a little card from San Francisco a little while later, which has just got a little thank you written on it to Mohei. That Nellie didn't have the money; she'd already given it to Cherry. The idea was that Cherry and Michael would then leave, and so which is why she shouted "run" to them at the end because she knew they could escape.
I thought you got a card from Wade's
I
sister to
thought-
say thank you.
I'll be honest. I thought
That too.
what would have happened.
There was a moment where I thought, before I let her go, I'm going to cut the bag from her belt. But I thought, no, I believe that she told me the truth, and so let her go. Obviously, and I don't know, I thought that the lassoing was the easiest way to deal with her, and depending on how she reacted would be how I'd play it out.
Yeah, because I thought you were going to try and grab her bag and then kind of let her, but then it would have been funny when you find it's got like $2.50 in loose change in it,
And some lipstick.
That was awesome.
It was really
Cool,
good.
Who
good.
needs
Thank you.
monsters,
Always brutal.
aliens, and mechanical craziness? That was a
Exactly.
lot of fun.
Great, thank you. Good.
It proves how lethal it can be.
Yeah,
I believe I rolled double 66.
yeah, it can be.
That's the first 66 I've rolled in a year 0 game.
Really.
Oh wow, we're honoured.
Oh.
I rolled
remember
one quite
this.
early, killing my druid after like 20 sessions off.
And it
What
was
was
to
it called?
kill the one
Oh, no.
innocent party in this whole terrible raft of violence. I
Dark
mean,
Suns.
I hope-
Well, Marion was the only innocent one. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Marion
I was trying to keep calm. I was just like,
Exactly.
I was just like, when
Yeah.
it escalated, like,
You know, running across the road to save his friend who's bleeding out, crying out, and then as he's racing across the road, there's a single crack of a of a gunshot, and he just collapses to the ground.
Probably over your body, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is why no one saved me, obviously, because
I suppose that's what you get for shooting a dog.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, fair. Good point. Well made.
Everybody
really
watching
want
this
to
is-
shoot the dog.
Everybody watching this is going, he got what he deserved.
Got what he
Exactly.
deserved. Yeah.
The guard dog stats are grit 4, fighting 3, quick 3, move 2, cunning 2, Hawkeye 3, and then bite for damage and crit are both 2. I don't think that it's OP. Maybe the fighting down to 2, but it's a guard dog, and it would go down pretty quickly.
I would say that damage is too high.
Damage 2, maybe damage 1.
Yeah, because if
Crit
the
2, damage
knife
1.
does 1 damage, and I'm sorry, but dog bites aren't as nasty as being stabbed with a Bowie knife.
Essentially.
Unless I get infected.
Oh, I don't know. Depends on the size of the dog.
Yeah.
True, but still, a Bowie knife is like wolf. It's a dog. Bowie knife's like 6 to 8 inches, and like you got like dog bites can be really nasty. But I don't think
dogs go after bollocks and jugulars.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's fair feedback. It's fair feedback. We'll take that on board and have a look.
How about the dog armed with a Bowie knife?
The dogs can't push. The dogs only get the one action. They don't get.
Yeah.
And so if you're spending all those talents, like you've got to go guard dog first, basic, and then advanced. You have to get your talent worth.
Yeah.
So, it is a second tier talent.
I think the second tier talent was pretty legit, like I said. So, good game. Really enjoyed it.
Great, thank
obviously,
you.
I took one question with Big Dreams, and I have already admitted before we started that I hadn't read the quick start, so this is on me, not on anyone else. Other than as a role-playing mechanism, what does pursuing the big dream give you? And is it just a role-playing mechanism, which is a completely valid answer?
It's part of a role-playing mechanism. It's part of a aid to the GM to help you craft stories that are relevant to the big dream.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a plot hook as well. But also, if you do something or try to sacrifice something or risk something in a game to advance your journey to a big dream, you gain a point of experience. So it tries to encourage people to actively try and achieve it.
It's like the end of session questions includes.
Yeah. So it's the classic year 0 thing. Did your dark background blah 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 impact you? I'm running Basin later on today, so
nice. But I think for me,
testing that.
I think for me the most important thing almost is that it gives the GM a ready-made, insight into what your character cares about to help them create stories that are relevant. So I find that really, really good.
Yeah, there's various games I've played over the last few months, like Heart and Old Gods, where you've got something similar, and I think that's actually really good.
Yeah. Cult's got Dark Secret as well, which I've been...
Last time I played Cult was in the 1990s.
I think that in Alien, now I haven't played Alien, but I believe that in Alien you can attack one another.
You've got the agenda cards,
Yes,
definitely. So many times over.
So ordinarily I would mind attacking one another in a game, but I think that it absolutely fits here.
It worked. It worked in that.
It worked really well.
I mean, this is the first time
it was $200.
That's a lot of money.
And that's a lot of money. And this is the first time that this scenario has devolved into PvP. I've run it a few times. Yeah.
So
my plan was basically get the bounty hunters to attack the two at the bottom, to spot them, and basically get and Marion and deal with them, and I could deal with the bounty hunters.
There is one of the other scenarios is designed that Matthew's running tomorrow, I think, on the Garblag channel. That one, the characters are designed a bit more to lean towards PvP. but I haven't run that one.
Yeah, if you want to
I
tune
haven't
into
actually run that one.
Garblag Games on Twitch and I think on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Way bigger channel than my channel.
Mhm.
They've got 5,500 subscribers. It's like
Have they? That's
Awesome.
good.
3.5
Awesome
times as big as
people.
me. So
But we've got the
Pete
class
is great.
crew of players here. So.
exactly. I mean, what better crew could you ask for?
Lots of fun.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wade, I think just on the PvP thing, like Wade could be interpreted to be an accidental villain or a deliberate one. I made the decision to play him as a deliberate one as opposed to an accidental one,
Alright.
and I think that makes a huge difference to whether he comes into PvP or not. Because, but there's a genuine hint. Like, I mean, as we saw with Arturo, there's a genuine hint. Like, there's these two guys who are basically being hunted by the law and are hiding out in Patterson's
Patterson's camp.
Patterson.
Patterson's camp,
Yeah.
and then you go to the big smoke, and there are other people in the party who could be saying $50 is nothing when you compare it to the sort of money I could get for handing those two clowns in.
Yeah, indeed.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's a legit.
Trying to get from a big dream, basically.
Yeah. Well, that was the whole point. Is my big dream is earn enough to get to San Francisco and find my sister. So
Totally makes
it's like
sense.
the big payday in this whole story was stealing the gold and making a run for it. Like, there was almost no debate in my mind that was exactly what an ex-robber of trains would think once close enough to gold to smell it, you know.
I was just going to say a big thank you to our GM today, but he's buggered off.
That's
Very
Well, he's got
lucky.
his.
That's it. Goodbye. Done.
Jeez, that's
He needs to look
wow.
after his dog, I know. But
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel wow. Yeah, Marion shooting the dog. I mean,
yeah. see,
Yeah, come on.
Agree.
Bummer.
Are you starting? I don't like that.
who started it? I don't think we want to talk about how that thing started. I think we just
As-
want to talk about the end game.
As a
But
Canadian,
that's
as a real born Canadian, I want to apologize to all Canadians.
for putting what?
This does not represent us.
For putting what?
We
bacon
do
in coffee?
not shoot dogs.
Oh, that.
I'd like to say Douglas made me do it.
I really did. I really did.
It was interesting though. This is the first one I've run of this one, I think, where someone actively turned around and said to the Austins, "Go on, run and take the money." I think nobody, because I kind of
Really?
that's kind of the key dilemma for the group in this scenario is that you realise that they're doing it in order to help the Cherry and her son get a better life.
And if
And
anybody
then
had let them, if anybody else had let them go, I'd have been basically stopping them.
Yeah,
It was only
It was-
because Mohei, who's
Is your
my
partner.
partner,
Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah, I like
that's
that.
the only reason I didn't shoot
Yeah.
her.
And the only reason why I let her go was A, the conversation, but B, role playing after meeting Michael
Yeah.
and his reaction and my
Yeah, that's cool.
and
yeah.
my docility being reduced to zero was like I started questioning everything. What's really important?
That's
know.
cool. Yeah.
So
And again, I like that because that was a really bad trouble roll
Mm,
that narratively became that part of the story, which is again is kind of what we want trouble. It takes a little bit of interpretation for the GM sometimes, but that's a great example of it working exactly how we want it to.
the only thing that I found that I would offer some critical advice is there were three troubles in a row that were all basically
The same
you're
thing,
muddled in
yeah.
your mind, and I was wondering if there would be an alternative if you had the same back to back.
Mm.
Yeah,
So
trouble, possibly.
yeah, potentially, yeah. There is the option of trying to expand the description a little bit to give other sort of various options. I mean, that was the original way we did it. We just gave a whole list of this is the kind of thing that happens at this sort of level. But that didn't really work terribly well because it was too big of a list to pick things out of. It was like trying to
in the game,
Cover-
in the middle.
cover for too many options. So we went with the table and then. But I take that point because again, as a GM, I look at it and think, okay, how am I applying that in this
Yeah.
situation?
A
It
2d6
doesn't-
roll, because then you could basically make the 12 and the 2s worse than the middle ones. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Potentially.
don't know
Kind
how
of,
you
but
do
that
it,
just
but
kind
it
of
just seemed very samey that all of us were getting confused.
Yeah, it's a fair comment. Yeah.
Yeah.
What the model is that you roll a 3, you get the same answer every time.
Yeah.
With a lot of
But it
threes.
really, I was surprised how much fun I had.
No, I
good.
really enjoyed it as
Okay.
well. And
Yeah, great. Thank
I
you
think
all.
might be the time to just say big thanks to everybody, but especially to
Yes.
our GM Dave.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Well, no,
who's back
especially
now,
to
so
my
you can
lovely
say that.
players. No, thank you all. Thank you.
Really had a blast today.
And people who have, for some people it's the morning, for some people it's the night, for some people like me it's the evening.
Yes,
That's wonderful.
yes,
Thank
around the
you
world
for
from
Thomas.
Australia.
For
Yeah.
some people, it's 8 a.m. in the morning, and they're going to go to the farmers markets, and
Nice.
I'm going to take the
Finally-
dog for a walk.
electric
And
bike.
hats off
Yeah.
says
7
Mohammed
p.m.
from
Amazing.
Egypt
You know,
as
there's a whole
well.
day ahead of me.
Nice.
Have a good one.
No,
All right,
thank
guys.
you all.
Dave,
thank
and
you all
thank
so
you,
much.
everybody.
Thank
Yeah,
you very
thank
much,
you.
everybody.
Thank you for
Bye.
watching.